What is up, LA? I am Bill Reiter. He is Doug McCain. I know how the game horse works, and he does not. Unbelievable. We'll get to that in mere moments. Hey, Doug. It's DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That is calldowntown.com. You can also text injury help to 40222. I'm thinking about asking for help for your unbelievable. That's a new way to cheat at a game.
That's not cheating.
Yes, it is.
I play horse in a different way.
Everyone, we just played horse in the office before we came over here, and I was up HORS or something to 0. I made a bunch of shots, and he missed them. And then all of a sudden,
no, you made the shot, and then when I make a shot that you make, you get the letter.
Say it again for the people because you're wrong.
Okay, so in the horse that I play...
Oh, no. The horse you play...
And the horse where I'm from...
In the physics that I do,
right?
apples go upwards when they fall from the tree.
If you make the shot...
Oh, my God, yeah.
And then I make the shot after you...
Then I go again.
Then you get the H.
No!
Okay, listen to my logic, though.
You don't get to make up rules of games. I don't care
You
about
can
your
shoot
logic.
a million layups.
Okay.
We'll play again.
You just lost. It's over.
I didn't get the E.
We're
still continuing.
I was dominating. That's the craziest thing. You go, what's the score? Because you knew. And I go, I think you have S and I have nothing. And you go, no, it's the other way around. Like, the other way around? I haven't missed
We'll give you guys a live
yet.
horse episode. Yeah, we'll do horse from the live
Do you know what makes
office.
people even angrier than horse rule arguments?
What is it?
Apparently me on LeBron James.
Oh, yeah.
It's internal.
Getting
Got some
spicy.
internal heat. And maybe hate. All right, call us if you want. We'd love to hear from you. 855-97-LA-FAN. 855-97-LA-FAN. You can also hit us up on the stream on YouTube at The Fan LA. At The Fan LA. You can get the comments. You can even explain to Doug how the game horse works. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you want to do. If you're listening on the FM, especially if you're in the car, don't try to explain the game to Doug until you're in a safe place and not operating a motor vehicle. I understand the rage. All right, so yesterday, I'm not going to play the clip. Like yesterday on the show, our first day back from vacation, so we weren't here Friday when the LeBron news went down. You and I had, I thought, a very thoughtful, nuanced, pointed, candid, we're going to do that here on the show, conversation about LeBron's decision to go to Philadelphia. Obviously, we all knew he would not be a Laker. We knew he would take less money. We did not know he would go, of all places, to the Sixers, where he has no roots, where he has no history. It's good for him and take the absolute minimum. And my point that I think you agreed with was, okay, cool. He has a right to do this. That got it. The guy's a mercenary, and he never truly loved L.A. Not in the way that you need to be a statue guy, to be Kobe, to be Steph, at Golden State, to be whatever comp I'm supposed to make. And I've said a lot of things about LeBron. I think I said yesterday he has bipolar leadership skills, which he does, by the way. None of that stuff went. I'm surprised. This went viral. Awful announcing wrote about it. People got angry. People are really mad. I don't get it. Of course he's a mercenary. What are we doing here?
I mean, that might be the most accurate way to describe LeBron James. And I don't think that it necessarily is a pejorative or disparaging way to describe it. I mean, LeBron has an agenda. He knows when and where to be at which stage of his career. And to his credit, that has typically led to a championship. And I think if you're having an issue with LeBron being called a mercenary, you might have an issue just with the overall definition of what that means, right? I mean, that's kind of where the problem is.
That's funny. No, I think that's... Look, and here is the definition for anyone listening. I'm not saying that Cody Decker or Derek Fisher should be listening to this. I'm just saying whoever needs to hear what a mercenary is. It is a mercenary is a private soldier who fights for money rather than for political or national interest. Now, obviously, I don't think LeBron James is a soldier. So the point is, it's not about loyalty. It's not about the homeland, right? It's not about a local connection to a specific community, to a specific country, a city, state, city, team. And that's fine. And I guess the other thing that made people mad is LeBron doesn't love L.A. and L.A. Lakers. I don't think he does. I think this isn't. I'm just surprised this is controversial. But I said this yesterday. I didn't get aggregated, as you know, DMAC. I don't have a problem with it. You're totally welcome to do that. I just think that LeBron left L.A. and went not to Cleveland. He's from Akron, nearby. That he didn't go to Miami. That he went to Philly. Just proves the point. That LeBron, because if LeBron loves LA enough, the way that I do as a adopted person here, the way that you do as someone who was lucky enough to be born and raised here, you find a way to stay. And not to do the woe is me. It's not a woe is me. I lost a job a year ago, and I'm so glad I have this job. And I had opportunities professionally to go other cities, big cities, work in this business. And I'm not leaving Los Angeles. I love LA. Doesn't make it wrong if you make a different choice, but LeBron took very little money to go to a team that's good because he's there. He could have done that here in Los Angeles. He didn't. He didn't love it enough to stay. The end. I don't. Do you want to push back? I don't understand the outrage there either.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. They mutually benefited because the Lakers were irrelevant for 5 years before LeBron. They were in rebuild mode. They drafted players like Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball, and you had Josh Hart, Kyle Kuzma, and then you bring in LeBron, and that leads to the Lakers getting Anthony Davis. But the truth is, LeBron James used the Lakers to his benefit at a time of his life in his career when he wanted to raise his family in Los Angeles, a place where celebrities like to be and like to exist. Also, he wanted to expand his brand off the court as well, do his production company, and we saw his net worth go up. We saw the Lakers franchise value go up, but the truth is, the Lakers, they were not LeBron's kingdom. It was not the castle that he wanted to end his career at. They were a kingdom for hire, right? He came in, he sat on the throne, he collected the crown, and then he looked for the next castle, and that castle's in Philly. And I don't think there's an issue with that. But the truth is that when you do that, you do subject yourself to the criticism of, hey, you took a pay cut, but you also took a shortcut to the next championship. And I think the reason why I, in particular, have an issue with LeBron James' exit is because we always wanted this discount, right? We always wanted him to take a vet minimum, and we thought this discount never existed, but it did exist, but just not for the Lakers, for the 76ers.
Look, dude, it's so well said, and I just want to repeat this because the nuance thing gets lost in social media aggregation, but it doesn't get lost here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, because we're lucky enough on the only sports talk radio station in Southern California on the FM dial to sit down and be able to chop this up for 3-4 hours. Take your phone calls at 855-97 LA Fan. Hang out, there's a bunch of comments in the stream, YouTube at The Fan LA. I'm not mad at him. I just think it's revelatory. And I think a lot of people, including people who are criticizing me, including people who criticize me on this radio station, which is totally legitimate, which is great, which is fine, I think took their own shortcut to sports topics, the way that LeBron's trying to take a shortcut to a ring, and is he a ring chaser? Does ring chasing matter? That's not, I think, what's the telling thing about what LeBron did. It's about the fact that he could have stayed in L.A. if he loved it so much he wanted to be here and be a Laker, and he didn't. That wasn't his connection, and that's okay. And it got me wondering a little bit, DMAC, what is a fair expectation from superstars or non? What is a fair expectation from Shohei Ohtani, from Matthew Stafford, who obviously both Ohtani and Stafford started their careers somewhere else? Ohtani in Southern California, but not obviously with the Dodgers. Because on the one hand, I respect and understand that. And most NFL players will really tell you this because of how their game is set up and the lack of guaranteed money, or at least less of it, how they realize at one point that the game doesn't love you back. And that can be a scarring reality. And I understand LeBron, as smart, as capable, as sophisticated, as much of a political operative as any player that I've interacted with, let alone all-time great. He knows that. On the other hand, the machinations of a front office and a team that's run for business interests or winning interests is not the same thing as a fan base. The way that, and this is not disparaging, but the way that Jeannie Buss looked at the Lakers, I'm sure included $10 billion in the sale that got there. Not that she didn't love it. The way that you or my son or your daughter or people listening that are Lakers fans look at the Lakers is totally different. And they do love you back if you commit to this city. And so I'm not mad at LeBron for not loving LA so much that he stayed. But I do think that's the reality, and I am curious. I don't know, is anything owed from some of these athletes? Maybe it's not.
I think it absolutely is, and I think the difference between Los Angeles and other cities is we're used to getting the best players, the biggest stars, and talent makes you the star, and talent gives you those achievements, the individual awards, the MVPs, the scoring titles, whatever it is in your individual sports. But in Los Angeles, it's not just the achievements, it's the loyalty that makes you a legend. And we've seen that across the board. It was the loyalty. Kobe Bryant, people want to bring up that clip of him saying that he's interested in being traded. The bottom line, he was never traded. And you look at guys like Magic Johnson,
Amen.
And even guys that have came to this city having played on other teams, guys like Matthew Stafford and Shohei Ohtani was on the Angels, now he's on the Dodgers. I think the difference between a star that's celebrated here and respected versus becoming a legend is that loyalty. Did you stick with this city through the tough times, through the lean years, through the bad years? Did you run to another city when you felt like your championship window was closed here. The first sign of there's not a good roster. And that's the biggest issue I have.
I love that point, dude. And again, I'm going to say real things about LeBron, and so is Doug. That doesn't mean that we're insulting him. If there's an insult, like if Derek Fisher or Cody Decker or people out there are insulted about the truth I said about LeBron, that is more about their view of the fact that LeBron is what he is than mine. I have no problem being a mercenary if that's what you are. I have no problem not loving LA so much you don't want to be here. It's not for everybody. To your point, and it bears repeating, LeBron has left every team on his own, not forcing a trade, totally gracious, very impressive, has never been the guy like half of the guys that are superstars in this league who force their way out under contract. But when LeBron leaves, the cupboard is so bare that the wins drop astronomically, and it takes them a while to get back on their feet. And that's okay, but there's a mercenary quality to that. LeBron is smart enough to look around and go, man, Dwayne's not what he used to be, and I'm not sure I'd buy Chris, and we don't have a lot of depth here, and Riley's not great at this stage of drafting guys. I'm going to Cleveland. And then Cleveland has Kyrie Irving force his way out. People forget this because he didn't want to play with LeBron. That's a real thing. And LeBron kind of looks around and goes, man, Kevin Love is old as hell, and J.R. Smith isn't what he used to be, and the guy, this isn't working, and I'm going to leave. And so there is a mercenary quality to what LeBron did. I don't even know why I was surprised by it. And to your point about sticking through the tough times. And again, LeBron is a mercenary. I'm shocked that is debatable. LeBron did not love the Lakers, love Los Angeles enough to stay here. That's okay. Had he, knowing that he's willing to take the veteran minimum and knowing that the cupboard is not bare, he would be here. That's okay. But I'm not going to put lipstick on a pig. I'm not going to pretend that LeBron not loving the city that we talk about every day and that we love, me adopted, you as a person, a native son of this city, of this area. I'm not going to pretend it's any other way. And the most important voice, I'm a big believer that sometimes the most radical people of any movement are the converts. I'm a convert to LA, and I jealously guard the way people talk about and treat this city. Kobe was a convert to Los Angeles. He wasn't from here. He's from Philly, because Rich Paul pretended that would have made Kobe happy. At Kobe's last game, that magical game where he scored 60, where he rolled back the clock, and he took, I was at that game. He imbued himself with the love of an actual city. Literally, the love in that arena was stunning. He called out LeBron. This is him talking about LeBron then. Weirdly, it's him talking about LeBron now. So don't take it from me or Doug or whoever else. Take it from Kobe Bryant that it's okay for some people to think that if you love a place enough, the Lakers and LA specifically, that maybe you should go through the hard times and stick around.
I'm more proud of the fact that not about the championships, but about the down years, because we didn't run. We didn't run. We played through all that stuff, and we got our championships, and we did it the right way.
All right, so there's been some response, and some of it's been internal, and I want to play some of it. I guess my clip yesterday here on DMAC and Reiter on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, where we were talking about, and they clipped me saying, I stand by it, I mean it, that LeBron James is a mercenary, and that LeBron didn't love LA enough to stick around. And I know that because he didn't even go to Cleveland or Miami. That love wasn't the thing. It was about LeBron. That created some reaction. And it largely created reaction on the station, on the morning show, D-Fish and Decker. And Cody Decker talked, really just, I guess, didn't grasp, he said, where I was coming from.
I don't understand the concept of he didn't love LA. If you're basing it off vibes, okay, but it sure as hell isn't from numbers on the court or anything he has said. He spent 8 years here. That is the longest single tenure he spent with any team.
So here's the deal, Cody. Vibes are actually what someone who loves a place would utilize to stick around. Numbers and years here of success, that doesn't mean you love something. I've dated women for a long time that I wasn't in love with. I mean, I'm sure we all have, right? I have lived in cities that I didn't love because that's where I needed to be. There are certainly really talented, impressive people who have used other human beings or used other cities for reasons that weren't love. And it's not always okay. It's probably not okay in the human being analogy. I'm not encouraging it with your neighbor if she's really pretty, but you don't think anything about her beyond that. But yeah, you want to go and work at CBS Sports and have that be, I did this, really good for your career, not love every moment of that. That makes me a mercenary. And I got to live in LA, so that was part of it. So that, Cody, that's the answer to that question. And it's interesting because D-Fish also followed up with something that I think And I think Derek's, by the way, I've met a lot of famous people. Derek is a genuinely really great guy. I'm going to criticize him. So just know I like the dude. But I think in this comment from D-Fish this morning about what I said about LeBron, I think there's a gross misunderstanding of how you're supposed to view LeBron James, that we all don't work for Clutch Sports, and that our jobs, and specifically mine and Derek's, is not to bout the feet of a basketball player who calls himself a king.
The part I always go back to the basketball part. I mean, as a former player, of course, that's the part that matters to me the most. It's kind of like the Sean McVay conversation from yesterday, like the external noise.
Yeah.
All this sounding off on what people think somebody was doing and that's just noise, bro.
No, dude, that's your job. That's Derek's job, and that's Cody's job, and that's my job, and that's your job. And LeBron James, the noise of LeBron James leaving is literally in the job description to work at the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. And to dismiss that, it's not just D-Fish, it's people over the country, is to misunderstand, certainly in Derek's job and my job and your job, Doug, and Cody's job, what our roles is. But I'll take it further. If you're working in awful announcing and you're putting this story out and you're sort of, snickering, maybe they're not. They did a really good job on that story. If you're one of the folks who are put out, our job is not to worship LeBron James. Our job is not to praise him at every turn. Our job is not to, and some of the people that cover the Lakers do this, run it by Clutch Sports 4 times to make sure what we're saying is okay. It's not noise. It is the sound of the 1.5 best player of all time. It's my new term because I don't know if he's 1 or 2. 1.5 best player of all time, the first or second best player of all time. That is the sound of him leaving Los Angeles for the minimum to go chase a ring at another team he has no connection with, and for us, people in the city, and Derek and Cody, people on this station, to try to grasp with and answer and understand, what does it mean? What does it say about the Lakers? What does it say about where they are? What does it say about how they mismanaged one of the best players of all time? Or he did not appreciate, that's obviously my take, that organization in this city. That's the job. That's the thing. That's the deal. And I would just say to Derek, if the noise that you don't understand, guys, of LeBron James going somewhere else is confusing, you're in the wrong business. If the noise is something you don't grasp, then why are we talking about basketball? Noise would be me and you having to talk about pickleball for 4 hours. This is something people love. This is something that generates, as you said, hundreds of millions of dollars. This is a legacy organization that is transferring from one owner to another and one superstar, all-time great, to a guy who's good enough to get there that we'll see if he does. This isn't noise. This is news. And I don't understand the confusion about that. DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Can I go some more? Can I play a few more? Because I like that they talked about me, and it's great. And those guys are great. But the confusion around LeBron, and I'll say this, and this is not toward Derek and Cody, but it is toward other people. There is a problem in NBA coverage, I used to think, of cowards and conformists. And I'm going to add another alliteration to that. Cowards and conformists and Clutch Sports. Clutch is so formidable. And I'm not mad at you, Clutch. Good job for being really amazing at what you do. And there's a guy, and he gets mad when you say his name, but he doesn't talk to me, Adam Mendelson, who was one of LeBron's fixers. And if you go back, and I love Rachel Nichols, but remember when Rachel Nichols got in trouble for saying something on an open mic during COVID, and it cost her, I thought unfairly, whatever, her job at ESPN? The other voice on the other end of that is Adam Mendelson. Who is Adam Mendelson, you're wondering? He is the former chief of staff, fact check this, of Schwarzenegger when he was the governor of California, and he literally ran the Republican National Convention when it was in Minneapolis in I don't know what year. What does that have to do with LeBron James? It's a good question. He's a political operative. He's a machine. I also really like him. He's super smart. He's really impressive. LeBron hired him after LeBron's collapse against the Mavericks to literally fix his reputation. My point is, LeBron James and Clutch Sports are operating as an operation. They went out and got a guy who I would call a fixer. He would push back on that. He'd say, I'm a friend and advisor. He's really good at his job in spinning things. Adam, you know that's true. Who literally ran a state, this state, California, as a deputy chief of staff, and ran a Republican National Convention. There are political operatives who are running LeBron's machine. Clutch Sports is operating at a very sophisticated level. So Derek and Cody and everybody else, it's not noise. It's sophisticated propaganda, and good for them. I'm about it. Like, live your best dreams, spin your message. But I'm not required, and Doug's not required, to bow down, be afraid of Clutch. I'm not rep by them, and they don't give me news and information so I can write for The Athletic or the LA Times or whoever it is. I work on a radio station with Doug McCain where we will tell you what the hell that we think, when the hell we think it. And if we're wrong, and we will be, Doug is sometimes, I am a lot, we will be wrong for the right reasons and not the wrong ones. All right, we're going to keep this going. Can I play a few more after the break? Is that okay?
Yeah.
I'm fired up.
Yeah, you fired up.
I don't dislike LeBron. I do dislike the lies around LeBron. Let's not fall for it as a station. More on the LeBron blowback. Then we'll do a bunch of Dodgers next on DMAC and Reiter. We will get after DMAC in a little bit, I promise. Smash the like button. There are a lot of you listening on the chat. That is very cool. Thank you. Well, DMAC and I appreciate that so much. We love doing this show. And if you've just found us, we are, and you don't know this, maybe you do if you're listening on the FM right now, we are the only sports talk radio station in Southern California on the FM dial. We are live and local all day. No one does that. D-Fish and Decker, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. Brock and Alex, midday in L.A., 10 to 2. We're here 2 to 6. And James Coe, who, dude, he's so good, man. Like, I was listening to his show yesterday. They're all good. James is great. Anyway, he's on from 6 to 10. However, I don't agree with everything everyone says. And Cody Decker and Derek Fisher earlier today were sort of, I guess, taking exception with my LeBron take, or they were. And it sounds like I might be in tomorrow. I might come in and hang out with the guys, and we'll chop it up in person. But I like that they played my perspective. I respect that they don't agree with it, and I very much enjoy responding. Radio shows are fun. So this was also earlier today, Cody Decker trying to process my view, and I think it's our view, Doug, that LeBron's a mercenary and doesn't love LA enough, obviously, to stick around.
The idea that he didn't like it here and that I'm not there. I'm having trouble seeing where certain Laker fans get that idea that you could say it was all about him, sure, but again, he won a title here. He was successful here. I don't have the read that he didn't like it here or didn't love it here.
I think that's largely because you're not understanding what a mercenary is. So let me just try to, or assuming a level of disrespect toward LeBron, and maybe it's my fault, Cody, and not yours, that I don't intend. Mercenaries aren't hired to fail. They're not paid vast sums by nation states or whoever it is to go in and get smoked. Their job is to execute whatever level of success you're supposed to execute. And I'm in no way arguing with LeBron's greatness. I think LeBron is the best player of all time, or maybe the second best player of all time. And when I go second, DMAC, not that we should have a GOAT conversation, probably letting my Jordan nostalgia get in the way, but whatever, it's one of the two. I don't disrespect LeBron's greatness. This has nothing to do with whether he was successful. This has everything to do, as Kobe Bryant said, of whether he stuck through the tough times. A mercenary, when the money runs out, when the good times run out, when the wine stops flowing, when the banquets are over, when you can't offer them whatever it is that appeals to their senses, they go somewhere else to somebody who can. Philly can offer that. Cool. Mercenaries by nature tend not to stick around for love. Now, there's one exception here or there, Game of Thrones, but was it the Golden Company? Largely, whoever the mercenaries are, when you can't pay them or you're not going to win anymore, they're going to go somewhere else. That ain't love. That's something else, and that's fine. Have at it. Maybe it's on me. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I thought LeBron was going to have a similar reaction to living in this city than I did, because I'm not from here. I worked my ass off to get to Los Angeles with the plan to never leave. Maybe it's on me, assuming that everybody else who does the same at a much higher level in this case will follow the same path and want to be here just as much as I do. And then maybe last clip here from Derek Fisher, D-Fish, amazing talent, Laker, great guy, who again was confounded with and or did not love my take on LeBron James.
I don't know how much longer would he have needed to play for the Lakers for us to then qualify it or quantify it as, oh, he liked it because he stayed for 10 years, or I don't know if it was that much of a didn't love Los Angeles. Does he leave sooner than this year? I'm not sure.
I am sure. So I got an answer for you. Here it is. Here's what I think it is. I think that LeBron James, to know that he loved Los Angeles, it was 1 or 2 more years at the end of a career that's almost over. I think LeBron James, and again, he doesn't have to, but if he loved LA more than whatever he's pursuing, when Luka Doncic came in and LeBron was the second person, right, not the first person, he would have stayed for this season, and if he plays a second season, the following season. So the answer to Derek's question is he would have stayed for another year or two. And not to get cheesy, I'll stop after this, but Corinthians 13 or whatever it is, that's at every single wedding, love is kind, love is patient, love does not boast. Mercenaries aren't those things. And LeBron's interpretation of what he wanted from LA wasn't necessarily humility, which is fine, and wasn't necessarily, I'm just going to, sit dimly in a mirror and see what needs to be there and be kind and be chill. That's fine. But to answer Derek's question, for me, DMAC, I think if LeBron loved this city so much and loved the Lakers so much, right? If he was I'm not just an adopted Laker, I'm a Laker. This is part of who I am. I think knowing now that he's willing to take the minimum, I think he would have stayed in LA.
Yeah, I agree. I think that he's someone that when he goes about making decisions about which team he's going to play for. I think that he's heavily influenced by the amount of championships that he does have, and that's 4 championships. Had he already secured 6 or 7 championships before signing with the Lakers and maybe had won 1 or 2, he probably feels like his legacy's intact. He's past Michael Jordan. He has nothing else to play for. He can just ride off into the sunset and drive down Sunset and go to Brentwood where he lives and just be that guy, right? I'm sure LeBron loves the beaches and the weather and the mansions and all the great restaurants and all the things that LA has to offer, especially for the uber wealthy. I think there's a big difference between LeBron loving the city of Los Angeles, which who wouldn't love this city, and then loving the Lakers. I don't think LeBron had any love for the Lakers as a franchise beyond what can the Lakers do for LeBron James. They might as well say the Los Angeles LeBroners on the front of their jerseys because that's what it was always about. How many championships can the Lakers deliver to LeBron James? And when that became apparent to him that the answer was 1, then it was, okay, who else is out there? And that is the end-all be-all for me, is he just does not have the championships that he feels like he needs to be considered the universal GOAT. So he's going to chase that for as long as he can be an MVP all-star level NBA player.
By the way, I'm with you, dude. Everything you said is so spot on. I love La La Land. My wife hates it. Amazing movie. And I think we're at the point now, 10 years later, where I can spoiler La La Land if you haven't seen it and I passed the statute of limitations. Both of those main characters choose the ambitions of their careers over their love for each other. They didn't. Emma Stone and Ryan Gosling, their characters, did not love each other enough to not pursue being an actress and a jazz musician. It's okay. It's okay. But it isn't love, right? It isn't. And Derek sort of talked about this, and maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow when I'm in there. I think I'm going to go in and hang out with those dudes. Maybe I expect too much from athletes, given how I see sports with because I used to be very jaded about this, and then I had my kid loves the Lakers and loves the Dodgers and loves LA, and right, it's your view changes. There's a great perspective in the chat over at the Fan LA. Please smash the like button if you're over there. There's a bunch of you in there, a bunch of new people. Thank you. Aesthetic Delta writes that it's not about love. It was purely transactional and frankly a power trip, partly because he was a co-GM and the lack of success falls partly on those decisions. Putting the second part aside, which I agree with, it was transactional. And the thing about a relationship, and whether you like it or not, we have relationships with the superstars in the communities that we live in, right? We just there's an emotional connection. And when you're in a relationship, it takes 2 to tango. And again, not to sort of belabor this or make, light of this. When I was in college, before I met Lori, I dated some people, and it just wasn't the right fit. And maybe they loved me and I didn't love them, or it can be the other way around. It's okay not to love a place, but it doesn't mean you loved them. When you leave them, you leave them. LeBron did not love LA back the way that LA expects to be loved because of Kobe, frankly. And I don't know, if Shohei Ohtani in 3 or 4 or 5 years after he's won 2 Cy Young Awards and shut me up and Doug is, you're already winning, but dominated that Shohei conversation, if he just announced, let's say the Dodgers have a down year. Let's say a bunch of guys get hurt and you're like, okay, they may not be as good next year. If Shohei Ohtani announces he wants out and he randomly goes to the White Sox because they're spontaneously good, or Baltimore, that farm system finally pays off, or whatever I don't know, man. I won't hate Shohei, but I'll probably be a little affected.
So that's the big difference, and that's why. So this is what irks me when it comes to LeBron James. Is yes, I appreciate the one championship that he helped get this franchise, and he made this franchise relevant again after missing the playoffs for 5 straight years. But he shouldn't be able to enjoy the post-career LA privileges as far as how he's celebrated when the camera cuts to him if he's ever at a Laker game, when he's out and about in the city, which you really rarely saw anyway. It feels like it. But the difference between, you brought up a Kobe Bryant and a LeBron James. LeBron gave the Lakers a chapter. Kobe gave the Lakers an era, right? It's a big difference. It's a difference between 8 years versus 20 years, right? It's a big difference between wearing the purple and gold and bleeding the purple and gold. I mean, LeBron James simply didn't do that. You mentioned the Clippers, right? And you mentioned the love for LA. If the Clippers had the Sixers roster, LeBron would go to the Clippers. He would do it, because that thing about LeBron, and the reason why this whole mercenary thing kind of blows my mind, is that LeBron is the hired gun, but he also is someone that's never going to fight for one kingdom. He fights for whichever kingdom gives him the best chance to win the war. And that war is an NBA championship. He is chasing the ghost of Jordan. He's chasing the ghost of LeBron James. And he knows that the second his career ends, even with all the points in the years, in the longevity, in 25 years, however long he's going to play, that the first thing people are going to point out is that Michael Jordan has more championships than you, that Kobe Bryant has more championships than you, and that Magic Johnson and Kareem have more championships than you. And I know, without knowing, that is the motivating factor for LeBron James. He said himself in his tweet, right? It's not about the family, it's about the championships.
So I think part of our job here, and the reason I didn't want to leave LA, is I don't want to be condescending, but we speak for LA and with LA. We're literally called the voice of LA sports, and you and I think everyone here, take that extremely seriously. I'm not the voice of Philadelphia. I don't want to be. I'm not the voice of Clutch Sports. They don't want me to be. I'm not the voice of Miami or New York City or Des Moines, Iowa or Little Rock, Arkansas or Chicago, Illinois or Kansas City, Missouri, all places that I've lived and really liked. Really, really liked. You and I are the voices of Los Angeles, along with our colleagues here at the new 97.1 The Fan. I get those plugs in, don't I? I like it. I like the sound of the new 97.1 The Fan. I have been surprised, from Derek and Cody included, at the way in which the perspective has been so slanted toward a national or pro-LeBron view. Something I haven't brought up a lot, and you haven't brought up a lot, because we're not the voices of Cleveland or the voices of Miami, but I do think it's interesting. He didn't go back to Cleveland or Miami either. Think how hurt those places are. And to me, what's germane about that in Los Angeles, California, and Southern California, is it just reinforces with me, okay, this guy was only always about, as you just said, winning. And the Nike commercial when he back to Cleveland, and the I did it for you, and maybe that some of that was real in the moment. But if you really love something, I'm married, so I know about this. You love it in the bad times as well as the good times. If you don't love something, then you shouldn't be with it. LeBron didn't love LA enough because he's somewhere else. That's okay. It's not me saying he's a bad human. There are things about LeBron I will say that are critical and he would not like. This isn't one of them. It's just, I think, instructive that he never loved Los Angeles. And by the way, it shouldn't be a surprise. He came here late in his career and he bounced around a bunch.
And that's the number one thing for me, too, is that you get LeBron at this version of his career. If Shohei Ohtani had joined the Dodgers at 33 after the 50-50 season, after his second year with the Dodgers, when he was a unanimous MVP, if they're not getting the very best version of what you look like at the peak of your powers, then it's a little different. And yes, LeBron was very good with the Lakers. He was still an all-NBA level player. He didn't win an MVP with the Lakers, though, right? He won one championship in 8 years. And what was the criticism with LeBron when he made the finals feel like every year in the East was, hey, how's that going to fly in the West? Guess what? Kobe got it done in the Western Conference, right? When he went through all those tough Nuggets teams, Blazers, Spurs, Phoenix, a juggernaut of Western Conference opponents, and was still able to win 5 championships with him and Kobe. And you got the best version of Shaq, the best version of Kobe. You're getting the best version of Shohei. You're even getting the best version of Matthew Stafford, even though he came here later in his career. And hey, this is LA. Like, you better be the best if you want to be celebrated. And that's the thing too, is they didn't get the very best version of Kershaw, Koufax, Fernando Valenzuela. I mean, just pick a name, Reggie Bush in college. I mean, we're used to the very best at what you do. And I think you have to look at LeBron and say, the best version, 2018 with the Cavs, Heatles LeBron, where you were there to cover that, you saw firsthand. And look, we don't want the B version of you, man. We want you at your very, very highest, and we didn't really get that. Even though he was great, he wasn't the best version of LeBron James.
Dude, I love that you brought up Kershaw. I was thinking about him in this context this morning. Again, not a criticism. Kershaw, at the end of his career, wasn't Kershaw when he was arguably the best pitcher in the history of baseball. He didn't go somewhere else. He didn't go, I want a bigger role or an outside. It's fine, right? Like, it's fine. It's just a different choice for everybody. And by the way, you don't have to agree with Doug. You don't have to agree with me.
Well, I was just saying, that's the thing, too. I think that if you are LeBron James, he's smart. You got to give him credit. As you point out, there's people that have these same thoughts in some ways, but they're like, oh, LeBron's not the GOAT, or LeBron's not the top 2 player of all time. They think he's like 5 or 6, or that Kobe's better than him, or things like that, right? But exactly, he's 1 or 2, and I would never argue any differently, right? But when you are 1 or 2, you set yourself up for a level of criticism and praise to where, it's going to be magnified. LeBron is someone that, hey, I'm going to take the elevator, not the stairs, right? I'm going to take the elevator to the championship instead of take the stairs with the Lakers and maybe go through some tough times and a little bit of doubt. So, hey, if it turns into a championship with the Sixers, is that the best path for him, depending on what his role would potentially be? My guess is if he's not the number 1 or 2 best player on a championship-winning team, it's not going to solidify his legacy like he thinks it is anyway. So the Lakers could have been the best way to end his career.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. Don't have to agree with me. You don't have to agree with Doug. You can agree with D-Fish. You can agree with Cody Decker. Those guys are great too.
Well, on Shohei, agree with me. I'm just...
You definitely should not agree with Doug on Shohei. Just kidding. Call us. We'd love to hear from you. This is a friendly space, whatever your view. 855-97 LA Fan. And I'd be curious, and Doug would too, what do you view as the requirement to love LA, or is there not one? I mean, is there some connection for certain athletes that means that you have to be less mercenary than not? I don't know. You tell us. 855-97 LA Fan. That's the phone number, 855-97 LA Fan. We'll take those phone calls, and we'll get into the hero of the day next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, welcome back. DMAC's dancing. Welcome back into the show. It's DMAC and Reiter. Presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com. Man, people are responding. People are excited. We have a lot of phone calls. All right, let's rock it. We want to hear from you. 855-97-LA fan. 855-97-LA fan. Bear with Bursch because he is answering the calls. He's putting the calls up. He's making the magic happen. We have a lot of them. If you want to give us your perspective, we want to hear from you. Let's, with no further ado, let's get into it. David in LA, appreciate you listening. You're on with DMAC and Reiter.
Hey, fellas. Thanks for taking my call. First and foremost, I've been listening on the radio, and what you two have been saying, it was almost like you guys were speaking from my heart. You guys are absolutely correct. LeBron is ring chasing. He's won, 4 rings, and it's all with different teams. If he really loved LA, then LA would have been able to give him more than what he took. If he was willing to take $8 million instead of 15 or whatever they could offer, he could have taken it here and helped the team out to build and maybe win another ring. I was younger, so I don't remember much of Magic and Kareem and all that. But to me, I will always love Kobe. Kobe will always be my guy. But if you ask me, it's going to be Jordan first, Kobe, and then maybe LeBron for me. It just doesn't feel right because when LeBron left on his Twitter post, he wrote a sentence, and I said this to Alex as well when I read it. He simply thanked LA, but he loved Miami, and Ohio was home to him.
That's
so that clearly shows this was a freaking business to him. He never loved LA, and he never showed the love here. So he can't expect love coming back from LA.
Dude, that is such a great point. I didn't even this is like how surprised I was by the sort of momentum of the LeBron didn't love LA. LeBron said goodbye without saying I love you. That's right. He said I love Cleveland, always love Miami, right? Or something along those lines. And David in LA just crushed it. LeBron's own words, dude.
Thank you. That is the pulse of the people of this town. A lot of them is that, hey, it always felt hollow. It always felt like it wasn't genuine. The Lakers feel like they were used. And he brought up my number one sticking point, the thing that still irks me and bothers me and keeps me up at night, is the fact that the Lakers for so many years asked LeBron to take a team discount, and he acted like they were asking him to donate his kidney, right? And then the first chance he gets, he gives the Philadelphia 76ers the hometown discount, and he clearly views that as a better roster. So, I mean, if that does not bother you as a Lakers fan, and look, I get it, you can appreciate that championship, but still, the way that it ended, I was kind of thinking about what you're talking about in the first segment. On a national picture, people are like, oh, LeBron did the right thing. Right. He did the right thing for LeBron, not necessarily the right thing for the Lakers.
I haven't and couldn't and didn't say it better myself. That is, he did the right thing for LeBron. He did not do the right thing for the Lakers. And the reason that that's the way that he went is the mercenary nature of his approach to basketball and his lack of love enough to stay here, and that's okay. That's so smart, dude. I love that. 855-97-LA fan. Landon in Chino, appreciate you listening. Thank you for hanging with us. You're on DMAC and Reiter, my friend.
What's going on, guys?
What's up, dude?
I was happy to hear from someone from LA about their opinion on it. I totally get all of your guys' opinion on it. Lifetime Laker fan over here, too. But I disagree with the whole ring-chasing commentary. I read something from Kevin Durant I think he came out with today or yesterday. It was like people are chasing 3 things in the league. They're either chasing money, rings, or women. So, like, saying that someone's ring-chasing by wanting to go to another roster that might serve them in a better position, like, LeBron at this age, a lot of people, this might be a crazy comparison for a lot of people to make. I think it made sense when a lot of people were saying he was playing his Magic role last season, these high assist numbers, still scoring maybe 20 points a night, but obviously first time in his career where he's truly been a second, third option on a team. And I think after that, he realized that if he stayed on this new roster construction, which, first of all, I think it's a blessing what he did for the Lakers by leaving, honestly. I think us being able to move on and fully position ourselves around Luka just makes so much more sense for our franchise. Dude's 28 years old. We're hopefully going to have him for, 8-10 years, God willing, So I'm glad that he let us reconstruct our franchise around Luka. And if he stayed, it would have been awkward. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. I love seeing AR and Luka and LeBron more than anyone play together, but I don't know. That was maybe a total of 10 games due to injuries, but even if they were able to stick together, stay healthy, I don't think it would have worked out that well. So I think LeBron leaving works out for everyone.
Landon, great call, dude. I appreciate the call. And let me say this. I don't have an issue with the ring chase, and I know some people do. I don't, and it doesn't impact me in legacy rankings, but I do have an issue with it for people in Los Angeles who are Los Angeles-centric, who are saying this is great. Like, I can't. I don't love listening to hosts on this station or other places that are from Los Angeles be like, this is great. It's not great for LA.
It isn't. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, like, absolutely, is he ring chasing, and is there a problem with that? Not necessarily, but all rings aren't created equally. And I think if you're LeBron James and you understand the way the roster was set up, the Lakers would have wanted him back at $4 million per season. If you could imagine a roster that already had some success with Luka, Reeves, and LeBron being the second to third option, and then you add Walker Kessler. When you go back to that March month, the reason that they might not have been the best team was because they didn't have rim protection. You added rim protection to that, so I still think that people are thinking, okay, it's good for LeBron. I don't think it's the best thing for the Lakers, though.
DMAC and Reiter, the new 97 on the Fan, the voice of LA Sports, 855-97 LA Fan. Patrick in Moreno Valley, we got about 2 minutes, so I'm sorry to rush you. I really appreciate you listening. You're on DMAC and Reiter.
I think that the management from the Lakers obviously did not want LeBron back. They obviously, like I said, Bill put in some other guys in there, so LeBron had to leave. I'm saying that they gave Kobe $40 million for 2 years. These last 2 years. That means they like him, they appreciate him, but they didn't do anything for LeBron. So I think that's where he had to go.
I mean, thank you for the call. It's an interesting perspective. I said this to James Cohen before we came on, DMAC. There's no world where the Lakers made it hard for LeBron to come back because they were worried that Luka and he weren't going to get along, because LeBron can be difficult when he's difficult and he's amazing when he's amazing. He's a complicated human, not an insult. But again, if his I can't believe we're having this argument. It seems so obvious. If your focus is to be in LA, you make it the focus. If that's the main thing, then you focus on the main thing. If LeBron was about LeBron, that would explain why he went to Philly. That would explain why he bounces around. Might explain why. I'm not saying he was, but he could have been difficult behind the scenes to our caller's perspective.
And there was reporting that the Lakers did want to meet with LeBron on a video conference and that LeBron did not set that up. If you would tell the Lakers and Rob Pelinka and the powers that be that they could get a player 26-7 for $4 million a year, doesn't matter who he is, they want that player. So I still think they would want that version of LeBron at that price. You'd have to be crazy to not want that.
And maybe lastly on this, and we'll get to some Dodgers talk. In fact, there's some reporting out there that suggests the possibility, Friedman said something too, maybe of a shocking trade, and Doug's put together the 5 most shocking Dodgers trades that could happen. I will say this. The Lakers are still good enough to compete without LeBron. To your exact point, they'd be good enough, certainly, with LeBron. And the context of what he left behind and what they could have been with him is critical in understanding this. Maybe the view would be different if this had run its course and they couldn't compete. They can compete. It's the new 97 on the Fan, the voice of LA Sports. The Dodgers and the trade deadline are bearing down, and Doug has some shocking possible trades he will unveil next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, welcome back into the show. DMAC and Reiter presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That is injury help to 40222. Just before we get to Doug's 5 shocking would-be Dodgers trades, players that could be on the way out, we have to get to Doug's shocking I cheated horse reality. Because the people, we talked about this at the start of last hour, I was beating Doug in horse. And let's just say it, I was dominating you in horse. And then all of a sudden, you said you were winning because you made up some weird rules no one's ever heard of. Alex thought you'd lost your freaking mind. Brock thought you'd lost your freaking mind. The people in the chat thought you lost your freaking mind. Our executive producer, Ryan Berginger, didn't want to say you'd lost your freaking mind, so he left. I mean, what are you doing?
Look, I mean, that's
what are you
just,
making up rules?
So I know that people in the chat disagree with me. The way that I play horse is if Bill Reiter shoots a shot and he makes it, and I step up and I make that same shot, he now gets the H.
It's the other way around, which you know.
No,
you
I would have gotten
this.
the H if I missed the shot, but I made
That's
the
true.
shot.
That doesn't work that way.
But then, okay, so if that means by your rules,
okay,
that I play with a lot of hoopers, guys can make crazy shots.
No,
right?
you don't. You clearly don't.
So, by that rule, you could
to
just make a layup a million times.
Well,
there would be no punishment for it.
There's a certain code of ethics.
You got
can
to
do a
punish
layup here or
people
there.
for taking easy shots.
That's not the rule of the game, dude.
Let's play pig.
Okay. It just, from my perspective, I'm playing you in this. I'm dominating you. I'm about to win. I'm like, I got to be nice about it. And then all of a sudden, you're like, I'm winning. And everyone just goes, what are you talking about?
Okay, we'll have the rematch.
Okay.
You got game 1. It's a 7-game series.
It is?
Yeah.
It's a showdown.
It is.
Trade deadline. Is today Tuesday? Trade deadline is 6 days away. Trying to rock the math here on DMAC and Reiter. And the Dodgers are expected to be in the mix for Tarik Skubal if he is available. We're going to dive into that. There's some news next hour. But a couple of things happened that got us thinking and had Doug put together a pretty cool list about the possibility, the names that could go out the exit door for the Dodgers. And this first sort of started yesterday. We saw this. I think Bursch saw it. Jeff Passan was doing a Q&A on Threads or somewhere random, and somebody asked him, what's a surprising name that could be out there, right? This isn't Jeff Passan reporting that this actual Dodger is going, but it's the name he gave to the answer, who can be a surprise. And he brought up Teoscar Hernandez, and just maybe that's a reality. And then Bill Plunkett at the OC Register had a conversation with Andrew Friedman. There's a lot of good stuff in there. One of the quotes is, quote, so about the trade deadline for the Dodgers from Friedman, quote, so I would say that we're going into this deadline without necessarily having an acute need, which is definitely the goal in the offseason. By the way, that is what my partner Doug McCain says is the Dodgers' goal all the time. Reading Andrew Friedman was like talking to you, Doug. You are so in tune with these guys. All right, this goes on. Quote, this is Andrew Friedman to Bill Plunkett at the OC Register about the deadline sort of maneuverings and reality for the Dodgers. Quote, that said, there have been a number of moves we have made closer to the deadline in past years that weren't necessarily on our radar 10 days, 2 weeks out, just from opportunities that pop up. You take the Passan, Teoscar Hernandez thing, you take Friedman saying sometimes stuff happens you don't see coming. We decided to build you right here on DMAC and Reiter 5 shocking trades by Doug McCain the Dodgers could make.
Number 5.
As far as guys that they could move off of in a trade, I think the 5th one that would be possibly the most shocking, I'll start, is with Emmett Sheehan. So Emmett Sheehan is someone that they felt like could be a top 3 starter at some point in their organization, someone that could be a high-leverage guy, maybe a multi-inning reliever that could be explosive, almost be a Josh Hader type, someone that they could trust in high-leverage situations. But Justin Robleski's emerged. Roki Sasaki has emerged. And the fact is, if there's teams out there that are looking for big league-ready arms, Emmett Sheehan is certainly a guy that still has a lot of upside. He has team control. And I think that if I'm a team out there and I'm looking at where the Dodgers are at, Emmett Sheehan in my organization, if I don't have to fast track and put him in pressure situations, is someone that could be a very valuable starter in this league. It'd be surprising in that it felt for a long time he'd be a part of their future. But I do think now that if there's a team asking for a big league ready starter now, he's that guy.
I got to tell you, I love that because and you're going to want to stick around wherever you're listening, however you're listening, if it's on the FM on 97.1 The Fan, if it's on the stream at The Fan LA, at The Fan LA on YouTube. In 1 hour and 15 minutes, we're going to put together, I'm going to put a series of trades in front of DMAC until he basically says uncle. He says no for Tarik Skubal. And Emmett Sheehan may or may not be in some of those, maybe several of those.
Really?
Keep an eye out.
I think I know. I don't know, actually.
Do you think like, the interesting thing about being a Dodger in particular and their ambitions is they're always going to be talked about in the mix. The better you are as a non-untouchable Dodger, the more likely your name starts to get put in these trade talks.
Exactly. It's the Dodger tax, right? They know that you have really good players, that you have top prospects, but the reality is most of those prospects either have been acquired via trades in different ways, so the Dodgers aren't necessarily completely committed to those prospects as far as their long-term play. So there's a lot of these guys that either drafted that they want to see go through their entire development process, but then you got the other guys that they feel like could be used in a potential move.
Number 4.
Ooh, working our way up.
All right, number 4.
I don't know why I did that voice.
I'm going to go Josue DePaula. So
Whoa, okay.
This is their top prospect. Yeah. This is the 4th
No sway.
best
That was bad.
JDP, man.
That was bad.
So he's their 4th best. He's the 4th top prospect in all Major League Baseball. He's the Dodgers' top prospect. Just reaching out to some scouts today, I asked him, I said, look, if they're going to keep Josue DePaula, could he be called up this year? And when I was told, no, he's not ready. They're not going to call him up. He's in Double-A right now. Typically, if you're having success at Double-A, they feel like maybe sometimes Emmett Sheehan actually is a guy that made the jump from Double-A to the show, but typically they want to see you go through that process. So the point here is that Josue DePaula cannot help the Dodgers win the World Series this year unless he's included in a trade package for a Tarik Skubal or another top player. So would it be shocking? Yes, because the Dodgers would prefer to keep Josue DePaula. He is their best prospect. He's the crown jewel of their farm system. But the other thing, though, is defensively, he's either what Keith Law told us on this show. He's either a below-average corner outfielder.
By the way,
you did?
Freaking me right now. You're freaking me out.
Vujade.
It's really freaking. Please, I just and then I just typed something and I had it continue. Do you ever have a deja vu continue for 30 seconds and then you just go, something's wrong?
You've been here before.
Yeah,
it's a simulation, as you say.
Yeah.
Right. So the thing about Jose
God.
DePaula,
your voice cracked the code.
Is it makes you wonder from a defensive standpoint, does he make sense long term? Because if he's not a corner outfielder or he's below average as a corner outfielder, he better be able to hit at a high level. And if he goes to first base, Freddie Freeman said he wants another contract. Dalton Rushing is someone that they consider at first base. So he's also not a DH, too, because Shohei Ohtani, he's the DH. I mean, right now he's still pitching. Could Shohei eventually down the line move to the outfield? Of course, I'm sure they'll explore that if it ever comes to that. But from a defensive fit standpoint, Josue DePaula, there are going to be those questions. I would only move him for top-tier, top-shelf talent. But for me, it's parades over prospects. There are no untouchables.
So there is some reporting out there, and there's some conversations about whether or not the Dodgers believe that they're, in effect, top-heavy at the outfield position in the minor league system, and that if they get Skubal or if they don't get Skubal more, that they might just recalibrate the sort of the balance of where they have their top prospects. So would you be willing to trade this guy for an equal return on prospects in terms of pitching prospects and infield prospects?
No, I'm only flipping for JDP, Josue DePaula, for a win-now piece this year. I think it's tough to go any higher than being the 4th best prospect in baseball. So the odds of you getting a return of someone in that top 10 caliber prospect to prospect, it rarely happens. So I think the development is still worth it. But I think the other thing, too, is it's a lot of uncertainty this offseason. They have to reach a new CBA. You got that S word being used out there, salary cap. No one wants to see that in Major League Baseball. So that's the thing about Josue DePaula.
And I like, by the way, some of you are asking in the chat at the Fan LA, is there an actual update on the Dodgers and the trade deadline? Yes, and this is what it is. And so we're sort of piecing this together for you. Jeff Passan has said in the last 20 hours that when asked whether there could be a surprise trade, Teoscar Hernandez is a name that he would keep an eye on. That is shocking. It comes at the exact same sort of timeline with the OC Register. It's Bill Plunkett having Andrew Friedman tell him that we've had surprising trades, we've had moves happen we didn't expect. And so in sort of keeping an eye on that, DMAC, the Dodgers expert out there, is going through 5 potential guys that could be traded from the Dodgers that would be shocking to fit the Passan reporting and the Friedman comments that we have.
Number 3.
Number 3, Justin Robleski. So Justin Robleski just made his first All-Star team. He's proven to be one of the Dodgers' best pitchers this year in a year where they absolutely needed him. Without Justin Robleski, where would this rotation be? With Blake Snell and Tyler Glasnow missing most of the season. But I do look at the innings for him. He's made 16 starts, 106 and 2/3 innings. He is already shattered his career high in big leagues innings pitched. Last year he had 66 and 2/3 innings. So we're already in uncharted waters for Justin Robleski. He's someone that, even if he stays in this rotation, likely is going to move to the bullpen. And if there are teams out there that want big league ready starting pitching that's under team control for multiple years, Justin Robleski has a lot of value. And I love Robo. Trust me, I do. But I also look at the fact that
I love Robo, but goodbye.
He's pre-arbitration. I mean, there's so much team control that if it were the Detroit Tigers and they said, hey, we want Justin Robleski and maybe one or two top prospects, I'm driving him to the airport.
I got to tell you, I was expecting more shocking names. I'm not going to lie to you. I was expecting like Shohei Ohtani, number 3. All right, I wasn't.
I mean, shocking realistically.
I wasn't. No, I'm just kidding.
That's my next guy. Okay, number 2.
DMAC. Oh, no. DMAC and Ryder, the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. We are going through Doug's list of potential guys that could be moved by the Dodgers that would be a bit of an eyebrow raiser.
Number 2.
Number 2 would be Tyler Glasnow, because Tyler Glasnow is an absolute A starter. He's your number 1 starter for most pitching staffs around Major League Baseball. And you look at the way that the contract lays out. He signed that 5-year, $136 million extension. But now, I mean, you got a couple years left on that deal. So if you're a team out there that wants elite starting pitching, but you don't have to give $100 million to get it, Glasnow could make some sense. And the reason why it'd be shocking is because, 1, this is a surefire ace. 2, he was really good for the Dodgers last year. They were 4-0 in games that he started, so there's proof of concept there. He has big stuff. He's been big in the postseason. He's a big guy. But I do think if the Dodgers could find a team to bite on that contract, if you do get Tarik Skubal and you have Snell, Yamamoto, and Ohtani, those are your big 4 right there. So I would not be completely shocked to rule out Glasnow. But when you look at them entering the season, if I told you the Dodgers are moving Tyler Glasnow
I'm so
on the
shocked
deadline,
I'm choking over here.
I see.
I had to turn my mic off.
I see
on your information. So my only question, if I can be a little serious, is would you trade him Glass now or Glass later? Glass half full. No?
I would glass now before he comes back, gets injured again.
It is a stunning level of talent that we can be, and you can be talking here on DMAC and Ryder about trading Tyler Glasnow as the Dodgers obviously pursue a 3rd consecutive World Series. It's not if they're in rebuilding mode, and it is utterly reasonable. I mean, think how many other teams in zero, the answer. How many other teams in baseball could talk about trading Glasnow?
Yeah, very few, almost none, because he's an absolute ace. When he's right, he's an all-star pitcher. He's a guy that when he's on his best day with his biggest stuff, he really takes a backseat to absolutely doing. When we look at the advanced stuff, how the curveball plays, the fastball plays, he's absolutely elite. So he'd be a game changer for a lot of teams out there. I do think there's a world where if you do trade for Skubal and you keep Glasnow, then I think there's a world where you can do a piggyback start with Shohei and Glasnow in a game. Just imagine that, a piggyback start with Shohei and Glasnow.
Why are you always trying to pitch Shohei 3 innings?
5.
All you're doing is trying to, I mean, it's fine. I'm not even sure. You're not even wrong. It just hurts me.
I'm trying to win a World
Here's
Series.
What we could do, see. We could have Shohei pitch 1 inning.
One pitch in 1 inning.
Give him some glory, man.
Number 1.
And number 1 for me, 100% with a bullet, is the name that Teoscar Hernandez was surfacing yesterday from Jeff Passan. And I reached out to Teo's agent, asked him a little bit about this, and it doesn't feel like they feel internally like there's any type of trade possibility for Teoscar Hernandez just because of how important he is to this team. If the Dodgers traded Teoscar Hernandez, they might trade away their most clutch bat. Like, the idea of them trading Teoscar would be shocking in the sense that he's been responsible for some of the biggest, most clutch hits that the Dodgers have had in this 2-year stretch. I mean, you look at that Game 5, he gets the big double to tie it against the Yankees. You look at last year, the 3-run shot in Game 1 of the NLDS against the Phillies. If they don't win that game, they probably don't win that series. They probably don't win the World Series. So I know that Teoscar Hernandez has had a down year so far. Defensively, he's been moved from right field to left field. The defense is around league average, but there are not many more popular guys inside that Dodgers clubhouse more than Teoscar Hernandez. He is one of the glue guys. He's one of the best right-handed hitters against lefties. If they would trade Teo, it could be an absolute shock to that clubhouse. No way. Oh, there you go.
I'm in a weird mood. I don't know why.
Teoscar Hernandez, man. I'm telling you, man, this would be a massive shock to me because of what they have gotten from him in moments that they weren't able to get from players for all those years they didn't win the World Series. So all those guys, contributors.
Those are all I love this. It's great stuff.
These are realistic
They're
names.
not shocking names. All right, I'm going to do a bonus.
Well, others just a waste of people's time.
Okay. I'm going to do a bonus. Ready? It's
Number one.
Give me a shock. Give me a shocker.
Freddie Freeman, they're not going to trade Freddie.
Kyle Tucker.
No team's going to trade for Kyle Tucker.
I know. I'm trying to think of somebody. Well, this is your assignment.
These are realistic names that could be.
They could trade? Here's a shocker. A prospect.
You know what? The truth is that if Josue Apollo was traded, Dodgers fans would lose their minds. If Justin Robleski was traded, Dodgers fans would pull out their hair.
Robo I get because they've seen him at the big league level. By the way, I have a fixation on prospects that I'm trying to fix. I'm trying to fix the fixation because you are correct, and I've spent enough time with you through osmosis to get some of this ball knowledge. I'll admit, I love prospects, man. I'm in love with prospects. I've never seen swing a bat other than grainy YouTube clips. I don't know why. I just do.
Having a strong farm system, that's the lifeblood of your franchise. You need really good prospects either to play roles for you or use as trade chips. So, yeah, the truth is, though, I remember talking to someone from Baseball America a couple years ago, and we were watching a minor league game, and I was like, how many of these guys are going to make it? And he was like, I don't know, 4% of them. Right? The majority of those guys never make it. There's 780 players on big league rosters, and it's very hard to make. It's very hard to hit. I think if you would say one that maybe would be absolutely shocking that I don't think would do, but with Dalton Rushing, right? If they trade away Dalton Rushing after all of this, but they're not going to do that. He's their former top prospect.
Aggregate him, America.
He's their favorite. He's their favorite top prospect, and he's someone that clearly has a future in this organization. And a lot of these trades for players like this are done in the offseason. But I'm telling you, those five guys are ones that it's a combination of there's not a 0% chance that they won't get traded. And if they do, it would be for a major impact piece.
Can I say, by the way, we don't, not you and I think we actually do a pretty good job, but in the sports media landscape and the talking sport sort of world that we inhabit and that everybody loves to do at the water cooler, or hopefully here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, we don't always go back to the things that were big for a minute. Things sort of are huge, they blow up, they burn out, we move on. I said to you, and then you're going to do a little victory lap here that I'm not even trying to bring about, I'm so impressed by Dalton Rushing and how he has responded since the debacle with Ohtani, when Ohtani got frustrated and things went a little south and he showed his emotions and acted in a way that was a little, overly maybe immature in the dugout. And just to circle back on that dude, in every way that you want, handled what would be the brutal spotlight of getting sideways with Ohtani with the sort of aplomb of a real pro.
He absolutely has. You got to give him credit for that. I will say that if we did another list of shocking players the Dodgers could acquire, one of them that I would add to that list would be a Ryan Jeffers, the catcher for the Minnesota Twins, because that's really the best catcher I think they could get that is realistically available that's a rental, right? He's not under team control after this season.
Because they're worried about Will Smith.
They're worried about Will Smith. He's probably not going to be back until early September. And here's the thing. If you're going to get insurance for your starting pitching and your bullpen and your lineup, you got to worry about the guys who are going to be catching those pitchers, right?
It's a great point, dude.
The thing about Dalton Rushing is last 30 games, hitting .214. It's been 14% below league average offensively, striking out almost a third of the time. Only concern, I know I'm like the Dalton Rushing number one fan here.
We're switching, but I just needed him to act with a level of mature. I'm not worried about the baseball. I was worried about the professionalism and the conduct and just the magnitude of that thing. Failure the first time when you're heralded as a success, when it's public, is really can break people. I don't think it's broken him.
Oh, absolutely not. He's absolutely handled that moment. That's not my concern with Dalton Rushing at all. I think that he can handle adversity. He can bounce back. He's going to grow from that moment with Shohei Ohtani. The thing that concerns me about rushing is this is a guy that's caught less than 162 games in his rookie season, right? Played a little last year, played this year, still considered a rookie. And if for whatever reason, Will Smith has to miss significant time, or he's not the guy that he was, or, hey, check it out. I mean, if you're
all
a catcher.
legitimate worries, man.
If your neck's hurt, right? You're catching 100-mile-per-hour pitches, one bounces off your head, that tweaks the neck again. All of a sudden, the Dodgers, they're relying on a rookie catcher that has to deal with elite starting pitchers and is tasked with being the backstop for a team that's trying to win 3 straight titles. So I would keep my eyes out for another catcher. Ryan Jeffers of the Minnesota Twins makes a ton of sense. He missed a couple months this year to an injury, but he's raked. A little below average defensively, but he can get the job done. I had the caller ask me about Adley Rutschman. He struggled offensively for a couple years now. He doesn't make a ton of sense to me, but I do think that the Dodgers need to strongly consider adding a catcher just as insurance. In the same way, you want to go out there and you want to add another pitcher because you got some question marks in your starting rotation.
I love it, dude. And we're going to play this similar game in an hour where we're going to go through some of the Tarik Skubal news, and I'm going to run increasingly expensive from the Dodgers' perspective offers by you, and we'll see where you say, you know what, at this point, that price is too steep, and I'll be curious how high you're willing to go because you've obviously been on the record with go get Skubal, don't risk it. There's an opportunity to have a difference maker. Who cares about his contract after this season? Chase a third ring. So we'll do that in an hour. It is the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. He is Doug McCain. I am Bill Reiter. We appreciate you listening. And I've got some music to your ears. You ready for this?
Yo.
A little surprise segment for you. Bill Plaschke, who we really like, great legendary columnist of the LA Times, went to hang out with UCLA football and with Bob Chesney with a lot of skepticism. And I know how this works as a former columnist. Probably to write a "this isn't going to work" column. And he was won over in a big way. The Bob Chesney Cupid's arrow struck Plaschke. What it means and why the magic Doug has been pining for could be real. It could be. Next on DMAC and Reiter. We're back. Literally, figuratively, the whole thing. It's DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group. On the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That is injury help to 40222. Can I share something with you? I don't have air conditioning at my house because we live in a place that didn't need it when the house was built. It was hot last night, bro.
Bro, it was pretty hot, right?
Fan time.
Yeah. Yeah, it was starting to look. That's how LA is, though. Everyone's like, oh, it's June gloom, and then July gets a little hotter, August it's September, then October it's like 101 degrees randomly on a Thursday.
Look, give me the sun, give me the heat, I'm here for it. I don't mind June gloom. I don't mind. I would mind it for 6 months. I don't want to live in Seattle, but for 3 weeks, people down in Manhattan Beach will put on winter coats and what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the June gloom.
It's 67 degrees out. It's not 30.
I think it rains like 34, 38 days a year here. So
does it rain that much?
Yeah, I mean that's last time I checked.
I got a little marine layer. So I don't get that.
You get the marine layer, so okay.
I get about
fancy
schmancy.
Living it up, Manhattan Beach just king over here.
Just on the edge in the marine layer.
Yeah.
I
used to live in Santa Monica. I was the same way. It was hey man, got that June gloom. It's not the worst, but I prefer the sunlight. I mean, that's what we're all about, right? Give me that vitamin D, baby.
Do you know what gives me some June gloom?
Was it?
Ohtani not playing the way that he should. You being happy about it?
Oh, come on.
I got to get like one shot that's not true in a day. By the way, everybody gets mad at me when I tell the truth, and then I just get away with it when I make up stuff like that.
Hey, man.
Everything's backwards.
Hey, they know when it's real and not.
Can I? Do they?
Oh, maybe not.
No, I like it. You said like a threat. You give me the crazy Doug look. By the way, that was cool that when we played horse, you pointed out when I make 3 in a row, I lose. That was a really weird, I didn't know that was the rules you play by.
I answered
You're crazy, dude.
It's an answer. I was going to ask.
It's amazing how full of it you are because you're smart enough. You're just like immediately no, actually the rule. You just change the rule.
Okay, can I tell you honestly?
No,
I have
that's
one
a lie.
of those. I have one of those at my house, and I play with my wife all the time. We used to play every day for long periods of time, and that's the way we play. Because if I shoot it and it goes in,
you're so full of it,
and then I make it after, I should be able to give you an H. You know what? How about that? We're gonna play by your rules, and
they're not my rules. I didn't invent horse.
Okay, I'll play with the rules that you play with.
I'm not saying we're gonna do baseball with 5 outs and 1 strike as a strikeout. These are the rules of the game.
Can't you admit that my rules are a little spicier though, and kind of make sense? You think so?
Yes,
because it puts pressure on the original shot to be a good shot.
You can't change the rules of a game and not announce it until you're down HORS and you're like, you're losing. Everybody was perplexed.
Hey, we're going to play after the show. We'll let you know how it goes tomorrow.
It's a perfect summation of what it's like when occasionally I'm right on something on the Dodgers. And you're just like, actually, I said the opposite.
Well, how about this, though?
You did?
I actually will take the L because everyone I've asked about their rule, no one has defended my rule. So I'm playing a different sport over here, apparently.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I think Brock Vereen's a big fan of yours. I like you guys have a good chemistry. Like when you guys hang out, when you talk, I can tell he likes your takes. You guys have a good vibe. He was so disappointed in you.
Yeah,
when he was like, "Those aren't."
I feel
the
like
rules,
I let him down. I did feel like I let Brock Vereen down.
You let America
Alex Curry
down.
didn't like my rules either.
No,
I'm on my own island on this one.
She's usually very social and friendly. She just left.
Yeah,
can't be around this.
Okay, guys, it was wrong. I play horse on hard difficulty. You guys play on rookie mode. It's okay.
I'm a nice guy, mean guy. Like I like a little balance. I'm gonna bring you up. You ready?
Yeah.
Bill Plaschke, we would agree is you're already gonna fist bump.
Yeah, I'm excited about this.
Know what it is. So Plaschke, who's a great guy, amazing LA Times columnist, but he's no pushover. That dude will go after people. That guy is a real journalist with a capital J. He understands that it's news, not noise, right? He gets the whole distinction thing. And that means when he goes into a place like UCLA football to evaluate Bob Chesney, he's going to be hard on that program and that coach if he thinks that's the right vibe. And when you go into a place expecting to not buy into it, you tend not to. Can I read you a few of these things by way of saying you were right, apparently, about the sort of your level of belief and optimism about UCLA football and what this guy's going to do, I thought was a really cute, sweet sort of fandom that was wrong. Dare I say dumb?
The thing about Bob Chesney is...
You're right.
Well, here's the thing. No one knows yet. They haven't played a game.
That's the thing. You don't know.
They have not played
one
game. It's vibes, but there is something in college football when it comes to winning the offseason, winning the press conference, and also getting your fan base excited. Chip Kelly.
And winning matters, dude.
This is a winner's town.
Learning to be a winner at lower level. Okay, can I read you some of that? Okay.
Yeah.
So I told you, he went there as a skeptic, and he's walking through the hallway, and a random person puts out their fist, goes, a fist bump! And Plaschke doesn't know who that person is. Now, Plaschke's a nice guy, but he's not happy-go-lucky, let's hug, and unicorns, and puppy dogs, and cartwheels for no reason. And he's like, yeah, and he fist bumps the guy, and then he writes, what just happened? Then it hit me. Bob Chesney just happened. He immediately was into the vibe. And he wrote, I didn't know any of this stuff. Okay, so Chesney, do you know this? He orders his players to stand and sing the school fight song every single time they get together and to visualize as if they're standing on the field after a victory. And the words of the song are displayed on a giant screen. But now nobody even looks at it because if you are in there not singing to your heart's content, he'll put according to Plaschke, a red pointer on you. So now he's got, and it sounds cheesy, but I guess it's creating this environment of awesomeness. Is that the term? He's got grown young men singing the fight song before a game's ever been played. They're into it.
That's the thing. The Mighty Bruin Roar, right? I mean, that is the song that gets people hyped. And that's how you kind of build that culture. And that's what they did have with Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly was just a different vibe. Bob Chesney realizes...
He was a terrible vibe.
He was terrible. He was
the
worst thing that ever happened to UCLA football.
Dude, so
he
arrogant,
really was.
man. So, all right, can I read you the last of this?
Yeah.
All right. So Plaschke, this DMAC and writer on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, Bill Plaschke in the LA Times did a column that came out yesterday or today that's just about how UCLA football won him over. And Plaschke, in effect, DMAC, points out when he went to sort of hang out with the folks from UCLA football that he has a BS meter, for lack of a better term, and a history with previous coaches who talked a good game and didn't coach one. And then he writes, quote, the best word to describe initial impressions of the 48-year-old former college safety would be, wow. He talks fast. He oozes belief. He sells UCLA. He sells himself. He doesn't shrink from his giant task. He doesn't rationalize or equivocate his team's sordid history. And then Plaschke points out, 7th-ranked recruiting class in 2027, trend that began with this summer with 42 transfers, many of whom will start. And Plaschke points out, and this is something we brought up with LeBron, it's something brought up that Myles Garrett has done, feels like more than LeBron did in 8 years, that this guy, Chesney, seems to get L.A., that he's been out in West Hollywood. People have seen him in Griffith. He's been on social media at Dodger Stadium. He's been wide-eyed, according to Plaschke, in a meeting with Dodgers manager Dave Roberts, who, of course, is a UCLA grad, and Sandy Koufax. So it's just, for what you tell me, because you're tuned into this, to win over Bill Plaschke is pretty hard to do before there's actually been football to do that. What kind of magic does Chesney have?
He's got the it factor. He really, really does. And I think Bob Chesney would not have taken this job if he didn't have the vision, if he didn't believe that UCLA could not only be the best team in this city, and that's saying a lot because USC is a traditional power, but be a team that could compete for a national title. And I think with Bob Chesney, he has his players believing. He has the administration getting behind him for whatever he needs from an NIL standpoint. I'll never forget when he had his initial press conference when they hired him, and Bob Myers was there, who is a Bruin that was a part of the committee to get Chip Kelly, and he's always been a part of just the UCLA coaching hires, and he was a part of this one. So was Dave Roberts, and Bob Myers was asked, will Chesney have a top 6 NIL? And the answer was yes, a top 6 NIL in the Big Ten. That's saying a lot because you got Ohio State and Oregon and Michigan and Penn State and Wisconsin, all those powerhouses. UCLA never had that in the past. They really never did. They didn't have the NIL support. And the truth is, in this era of college football, you're only as good as your coaching and your roster and how much you can pour into your team. Look at Ohio State a couple years ago. They were the most expensive team. They beat Oregon, then they beat Texas, and then they beat Notre Dame. You look at last year, Indiana with Curt Cignetti, a lot of those 4 stars, but you had Curt Cignetti. There's no reason in the modern day of college football where you can transfer, you don't have to sit out a year, you can acquire talent. UCLA's got a worldwide global brand. You're in Westwood, you're in Los Angeles, you got those awesome powder keg and blue and gold uniforms sponsored by Jordan brand.
Oh my God, dude,
UCLA is the program to be at. They really are. Now you got Bob Chesney Bob Chesney is going to be the Sean McVay of college football. I'm calling it right now.
I mean, okay, you went real far. You went
I'm
deep into the.
Hey, my
Wow.
guy Ben says, we are Bob Levers.
So you call the other team US who? I mean, like you haven't finished the C.
USC us in the playoff because that's where we're going.
Wow, and this year,
I'm calling
Indiana
it.
Part 2.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, baby.
You are not drinking it. You just dove into the Kool-Aid thing.
You got
just-
Nico Ayamayava. I mean, my friend from our friend from the.
You are aggressive, by the way. You got him. You got Tom Brady. You're just out there, just in people's faces.
I guess I am a little aggressive in
I
public
like
when
it.
I see a celebrity for sure. But
Yeah, that's how can you judge me that I
Yeah.
interviewed Bill Clinton at a urinal? You would have. I mean,
That's a good point.
I feel like you would have been.
well, because there's a line that I'm crossing. That's you
Was
cross
that one of
it.
them?
Yeah,
I
probably.
didn't cross the line.
Yeah,
There was a little of a line. I was partition.
but here's the thing. You mentioned the recruiting, right?
Yeah.
When Jim Mora was here years ago, he had UCLA as a top 10 school when it came to recruiting. And that team, they didn't make the playoff, but they still led the Pac-12 in attendance. You beat USC every single year. And then you go back to the 90s where UCLA beat USC 8 straight years. And yes, we have one national title, which is more than Oregon because they have 0.
Why?
But-
You're hilarious.
But the point is,
Yeah.
it's not like there's no history of any football success for UCLA. There's not as much as USC, of course.
I don't think the history matters in college football anymore.
I agree, and
It
that's
does-
why
it
that's
doesn't
what gets
matter.
you excited, right?
Yeah, no. It's like if he's the right guy and there's enough money with all the things you walked me. I'm not going to get on the uniforms, but on all the other things you walked us through, I'm with you. Bill Plaschke being won over could be the precursor to real football success and not just the product of a very obviously charismatic head coach in Westwood. Speaking of charisma and joy and beauty and magic, something happened. I think as Alex Curry said, she loves love. And you may love what this means for the Chargers and Justin Herbert because some news out of his world could actually lead to greatness. Next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, welcome back into the show. It's DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That is calldowntown.com. Are you ready? Are you fired up? Are you ready to go, DMAC? It's time with Bursch for the NFL Report.
It's time for the latest headlines on and off the gridiron. It's DMAC and Reiter's NFL Report.
What up, Bursch?
All right, what's up, guys? Hey, so a ton going on in the NFL, of course, now with camps open. But big news, the Buccaneers' defensive lineman Vita Vea has requested a trade. And according to Ted Wynn of The Athletic, Vea, quote, wants to go to a California team or the Raiders.
Oh, this guy might love L.A. This guy might be one of those guys who loves L.A.
Vita Vea loving L.A.? Hey, he's already made it pretty clear. That's where he wants to be, right?
I mean, sure.
I mean, you just look at the deals the Rams have pulled off with Myles Garrett and Trent McDuffie. After those deals, you've got a 2027 second, a 4th through 6th round picks. You got their 2021st and 3rd. I mean, there's picks there. He still is in last year that $71 million contract, and Sean McVay kind of shot down the idea of it potentially.
But the Raiders would be an interesting. I mean, that'd be.
But the Raiders.
The
is
Raiders.
The Raiders.
Same page.
If
It hurts my throat. Does it not hurt your throat?
A little bit.
All right.
but for him to circle the West Coast, right, to circle this region, Raiders, 49ers, I mean, there's a lot of teams that could use a player of that magnitude, and we're talking about one of the best in the league. So that could shake up the balance of power a little bit in the NFL. And this comes before an Aaron Donald announcement, potentially, if he comes back to the Rams.
Oh, man. He's coming, right? Feels like it.
In my heart of hearts, he's going to come back for sure. But if I'm the 49ers, if I'm a team that wants to compete with that Rams team, I'm saying, hey, let's load up here and try to give up some assets for a player that is massively, massively impactful.
I guess that does count as a California team, unfortunately.
Well, let's talk about those Raiders. Clint Kubiak addressed the media today and said this about their quarterback situation.
When we go out to practice tomorrow, Kirk Cousins is the starting quarterback. He's the guy, and he's going to get a ton of reps, and he deserves them because he's played really good football. But I want Fernando and I want Aiden to push him.
I mean, this is following the script, dude.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking the same. It's old school wisdom.
Yeah.
You have the rookies sit. I think it's good for Clint Kubiak, though, to install that offense, have Kirk Cousins show him the ropes, then eventually it's going to be Fernando Mendoza's team. We'll see what he makes of it, but this is a part of the process, a part of the plan.
So we've seen Kirk Cousins lately not be remarkably effective, and it is possible he won't play well. What is the amount of time, if Cousins plays so poorly they can't help but rush Mendoza, what is the amount of time where it's a problem for you? Like if it's 3 weeks?
If you go 0-3?
0-4? Even 4 I don't want Mendoza out there until 6 or 7.
Yeah, the thing is, this year, you just know that they don't feel like they're going to be a Super Bowl contender.
But if they're 0-5.
But if you're 0-5, I mean, at some point, the Raiders fans,
if you're 1-4,
at Allegiant, you got to start getting that arm loose and getting him warmed up. And Tom Brady probably wants to be aggressive, but not too aggressive, but still probably wants to see Mendoza sooner than later. So, well, I think Kirk Cousins, though, I mean, he's respectable. I mean, he's someone that I think with a really good offensive coordinator,
maybe.
You look at the way their schedule kind of lines up early. You got Miami, you got the Chargers, you got the Saints, you got the Chiefs, the Patriots, Buffalo, then the Rams. So, I mean, they're probably going to be under 500.
Give me that again.
So you open with Miami, and then that's a dub. That's a dub at home.
It better be, dude.
Better be.
Yeah.
And then you go to Los Angeles here, SoFi Stadium, to take on the Chargers. Then you go to New Orleans, and then you host the Chiefs, go to New England, host Buffalo, and then host the Rams. So that's a 4-game series.
But even
that's
2-5,
hard.
like you're still in week 6 or 7. Like you shouldn't be able to. You better beat Miami.
I think we're going to see him
have to win against New Orleans on the road. I think Saints on the road.
I predict Sunday, November 1st at New York against the Jets. That's the first game. That's the Week 8.
Was that Saints
matchup.
on the road? Saints on the road.
No, Jets on the road. Jets on the road.
Jets on the road. Oh, yeah,
Jets. Jets.
Why did I hear New Orleans?
Well, the Saints are playing the Saints in Week 3.
That's hard because they'd be playing each other.
Yeah,
the Saints are playing the Saints. It's not a thing that. Wait, what?
What? The Jets.
He said the Saints are playing the Saints.
Oh, sorry. The Raiders are playing the Jets in Week 8.
There's a reason I'm confused.
Oh, sorry.
And you looked at my eyes, deep in my soul.
Oh, yeah.
Like, hey, The Saints are playing the Saints. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, who wins and loses?
That's a tough one. Maybe we practice in training camp right now.
Tricky one.
But I think that's what it's going to be. November 1st, I think that would be the first game for Mendoza.
Well, guys, Lindsay Parias of The Fan is at Rams training camp all week. And earlier, just a bit ago, she caught up with Matt Stafford, and he talked about training camp as a veteran and how he's keeping things fresh.
I remember being really young and just trying to figure it out, get my footing in this league and find a way to be successful and make sure that I'm executing all the plays correctly and doing all those kind of things. And now I'm in that point where I'm trying to make sure that, I want to do my job as good as I possibly can. I want to continue to try to play at a high level, but I want to elevate the guys around me too, right? I want to help our defense, I want to help our offense and try to push our team. And the fun thing for me is, I look around and there's so many guys doing the same thing. If everybody does our best, we're going to continue to make each other better, and that's the goal. I love being out here. I love competing, going to work every single day. Like I said earlier, I'm surrounded by great players, and that's, guys I get to throw it to and hand it off to and all that, but also on the other side of the ball. Those guys are making me better, making our team better, so I enjoy just playing this game, and that's practice too.
Dude, good job, Lindsay, by the way.
Great stuff. Absolutely incredible stuff out there. The Fan representing. I think it's just an awesome period for Matthew Stafford. What a difference a year makes. This time last year, he was in the immortal chamber dealing with a back injury. The Rams had Devontae Adams, and you're trying to get chemistry between Stafford and Devontae Adams. They weren't able to fast-track that. You fast-forward a year later, he wins an MVP. He's got a new contract. He's not having to develop that chemistry with Devontae Adams. So I think he's in a great spot. Year 18, reigning MVP. He's just ready to go on another Super Bowl run.
DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports.
Guys, the Rams have 2 of the 6 members of this year's Madden 99 club, Myles Garrett and Matt Stafford.
Can I tell you how much I don't care about this?
Oh,
I just don't.
I care a lot. I care a lot about for Stafford to get 99.
I got it. By the way, one of the greatest accomplishments of my entire life is my freshman year of college at the University of Missouri. Every single guy on the second floor of Gillette Hall took a team. I think I took the Seahawks. And we played every game, and I think there were 27 of us, and it took us the entire school year to finish, and I went undefeated and won the Super Bowl. I'm here for Madden, but I just don't. Thank you. It's a proud moment.
It is.
You know what?
Someone to be proud of.
They didn't pull a DMAC and change the rules of horse at the end and be like, you actually lost.
Well,
but it's a video game. I don't care. I'm waiting for the season to start. We'll see what happens.
It's just something fun to talk about when you're starving for football. I think the thing, too, I don't want to get too video game nerdy on this, but if he's at 99, his accuracy must be otherworldly because he doesn't have the mobility. Last year,
on the game, yeah.
Yeah, but last year he had a 95 for his accuracy, and he was a 98. So that accuracy must be off the chart. I can't wait to play with Matthew Stafford. Here's the thing. The only thing that matters...
It's not real.
It's real to me. It's like a wrestling thing. Only thing that matters is that Matthew Stafford puts up video game numbers for the real Rams. How's that?
Yes.
Okay.
And related news, water is wet. I just don't understand. I don't want being a hater on the Madden thing. The only thing I care about is not having my team's guy be on the cover of a Madden game, and then we're fine.
Yeah.
Do you believe in curses?
I think that one has been dispelled a couple times, but I prefer not to have.
Just call me stupid.
Don't pull it. I don't want to tempt fate or the football gods, so I'm fine. I'm fine with where it's at. But
has it been dispelled?
There's a couple different times where you saw the Patrick Mahomes one. So it doesn't always mean it has to happen.
What's the Patrick Mahomes one?
He made it on the Madden. He was on Madden, so was able to have success.
When?
A couple years back.
Yeah, what's he doing now?
Torn ACL.
Delayed, man.
Yeah,
delayed
but there are some. Eddie George's is definitely one. Dante Culpepper's a famous one. Caleb Williams, he's on the cover athlete this year.
Yeah, I don't love it.
You don't love it? Okay.
I'm sort of a Bears fan.
We're a Bears fan.
No, I'm here for the Bears.
Okay, you still all on the Bears?
I also hate the Bears. It's
Bears.
Have you ever had a friend that you loved and hated?
Yeah.
Okay. Why you look at me like that?
Yeah. I love and love you. No love and hate.
Love and love you. Thank you. Birch, what's up?
Well, last one here. Speaking of love, Justin Herbert and Madison Beer have announced their engagement.
Good for Justin Herbert. Here's the thing. Good for Justin Herbert, but also, you're the quarterback of the Chargers. I'm glad they found love. That's amazing. She's a relatively attractive young lady.
She is. And I wonder, he should take, that's going to be is it Madison Herbert now? Or is it going to be Justin Beer?
Well,
Madison?
Oh my God, I'm blanking on the Buffalo Bills quarterback's name. because-
Josh Allen. Yeah,
what did Josh
Haley
Allen do?
Steinfeld. Obviously,
She's still
same thing. But look, I do like
Who's
this.
hotter? No, just kidding. No, I'm not. Who married the hotter woman?
Haley Steinfeld is a little Filipino, right? So that's my wife's Filipino, so I'll go with the
Can't believe
one
you
that's
answered that. That was a
Filipino.
trick question. You don't
was it?
We don't
Okay.
objectify people here.
Okay, I'm sorry. Jeez, I think Madison
I'm
Beer is
kidding,
like
I'm kidding.
the Tate McRae of Addison Rays. I don't know, but no. Look, that I'm happy. I think Justin Herbert, married, locked in, new coordinator. He gave Madison Beer a ring. I don't think he's necessarily going to get a ring, but I think he's going to take a big step forward in his career.
Alex Curry said today on Brock and Alex Midday in LA that there's some pattern. I meant to look it up and I didn't. Some pattern of guys. She wasn't sure if it was post having a baby or post getting married that can have an impact. Is that real?
I got to
You don't
look
believe
into
in
that.
curses. You don't believe in Madden covers.
It goes a couple different ways, but
Happy, right? Settled. That's definitely many NFL quarterbacks experience a stabilizing home life and notable career success after getting married or engaged, with recent examples including Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Justin Herbert. This is AI drivel because Justin Herbert isn't married yet.
I mean,
AI.
Tom Brady won the Super Bowl after he left, after him and Giselle split. So
Yeah, they did.
there you go.
By the way, that's another guy. He chose football over love. That's fine. I'm not mad. But am I supposed to pretend that he loved his wife a bunch when he's like, nah, I'll take the football?
Hey, man, she's just got to ride or die with him, no matter what.
I'm not making a judgment. I'm just saying, how dare you say he didn't love her? Because they're divorced because he chose the football. All right, I digress. What we got going on? You know what we're going to do? We're going to talk about what the Lakers have to have happen for the LeBron exit to be successful next here on DMAC and Reiter. All right, what up, LA? He's Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter. This is DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group. On the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com. You can only have one of the following. Which one do you take? Dodgers World Series this year. UCLA football wins a national championship.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's the
UCLA
question.
football wins a national championship. I don't think I'll ever see that in my lifetime.
Okay.
But I think that there's one
over
guy.
the three-peat. Over the three-peat that you told me
you know
was
what?
history.
That was kind of messed up what you did. Because you
see?
did the Plasky thing. You got me all hot on Bob
did.
Chesney, but then there's the three-peat.
Right.
Give me the three-peat.
Okay, how about this? Four-peat, or UCLA wins a national championship in football and basketball in the same season.
Oh, 100% that.
The second one,
I would take the UCLA basketball championship over the three-peat.
What about football versus basketball?
Basketball all day.
I think for
Because
me,
we're not the, we're not the we don't have the most tradition, but we still, I think it's about the future, not the past. But basketball, we got 11 championships. We still have the most of all time.
It's a great point, but why do you hate the Dodgers?
I love the Dodgers,
Yeah,
but
I know you do.
we're gonna get our championships. Well, here's the thing: we'll get both.
You get all of it.
All of it. That'd be my love.
DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports.
Okay, how about you?
Oh no!
If University of Missouri could win the next 10 titles, or Barcelona could win La Liga.
I don't care about Missouri at all.
Wow,
at all.
Jeez, you disloyal.
I mean, here's the thing. I made the mistake of having to cover those guys when I was working at the Kansas City Star a million years ago, and they weren't pleasant to be around.
Oh, wow.
And the people at Kansas were, which is our rival. It'd be like you becoming a huge USC fan because you just had to, the coach is cool. Yeah, no.
I'm here for that.
Yeah.
So, little rock chalk J-Hawk.
I'll take T-Mac and Reiter here on the new 97.1 Fan.
Coffee a little hot here.
Wow, the voice of LA sports. All right. By the way, throw your questions in the chat. We'll do a mailbag later in the show around 5:30. I know that some of the other shows have done this and they've been really good. James Coe did this yesterday. I think he broke down kind of Philly versus LA. I thought it was really interesting, and I know that the morning show's done it, and so has the midday show, and they've been really great. But we haven't had that opportunity because we weren't here on Friday. I am curious, and let's take this a bunch of ways, but what has to happen for the Lakers to feel like they got the better end of the LeBron exit in terms of what they accomplished this upcoming season and/or what Philly fails to accomplish? What does it look like if we're hanging out in June next year here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, basically enjoying and peacocking about the fact that LeBron made a terrible mistake and we love it?
So basically what you're asking is how can the Lakers win the breakup? Right?
There it is.
Right? How can the Lakers win the breakup?
I would I'm just kidding.
I would say just from the outset.
Really good. I'm right.
From the outset, I think that you look where the Lakers are at, and they position themselves to have a more cohesive roster. You have a legitimate big man in Walker Kessler. You added wings. You got Mamu. You got Colin Sexton. You have pieces with Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic. Can he win an MVP this season? So I think for starters, just before we get into how the teams can finish their season, if Luka Doncic can win an MVP and even maybe finish runner-up for an MVP, but I would say the Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs, that's a major success for that franchise because they haven't been to the finals since 2001. And if the Lakers, they get bounced in the first round again, you probably say to yourself, wow, we could have used LeBron.
So I have a slightly different view on this, and I think one of the interesting things about how this is laid out now, and one of the ways in which I think LeBron was not short-sighted, that just reinforces that he's about LeBron and not about the Lakers. And again, that's totally okay. That's totally fine, but it's the reality. The Sixers have to win this year. And maybe you can extend it to a 2-year window if you really think LeBron's going to play 2 seasons, which I have no idea. But even though that Maxey is young and Edgecombe is young, and it's not like Jaylen Brown's 80, they're with LeBron and I think Embiid because of the injuries, they're in a win-now mode. Like, this is we're throwing this together, and they better win an NBA championship. Because LeBron's not playing, I don't think, in 3 years. Maybe I'll eat those words the way that I did on Tom Brady. The Lakers have established themselves as a young team built around Luka Doncic. All of these guys are basically 28 and younger. And so I do think there's a world where if the Lakers win a first-round playoff series or even lose a first-round playoff series and take a team 7-7. Let's say they have to place the Thunder or something, but they should be better than that. They should be in the second round if they're playing those teams. And the season ends with, okay, Lakers didn't accomplish what we wanted, but, man, Walker Kessler really fits with Luka, and he's a star, and the Austin Reeves. If Kessler and Austin Reeves, if one of those contracts, DMAC feels incredible, like this was money well spent, and the other one doesn't feel like a disaster. So let's say Kessler's awesome and healthy and a defensive force and a rim protector, and he's perfect with Luka, and Austin Reeves is like, good, he's fine, he's good, okay, we paid him the money, he's good. And they're building something, and they're sort of trending in the right direction, and the Sixers go out in the second round. Or even like if they get smoked in a conference final, they get swept in a conference finals the way LeBron and the Lakers did a few years ago against Denver. I think that's a Lakers win because I think for Philly, whether the LeBron thing works or not is totally about this upcoming season. The Lakers have a little latitude if it feels like you're building towards something.
That's what the Lakers need. They need hope. They need to feel like it's a step in the right direction where it's not just an off season of, okay, we're hired guns on 1-year contracts. They've got a lot of these guys on multiple year deals, 3-4 year deals. They're committed to this core group. And also it's the Western Conference with really the two best teams. I know the Knicks just won the title, but I think heading into next season, you got to look at the Thunder, you got to look at the Spurs. If the Lakers are the third best team in the West,
yeah, it's a good call.
If Denver and Minnesota are still around and the Rockets, teams like that are still emerging, and like I said, Luka's healthy. It looks like Austin Reeves made an all-star team. It looks like the Lakers are heading in the right direction, and Walker Kessler has played 90% of his games and maybe is a Defensive Player of the Year DPOY candidate. I think that you got to look for those things. Cameron Carr, is he having success? They hit on a draft pick finally after a couple years of not hitting on draft picks with Dalton connected with Jalen Hood-Schifino. And I think the best case scenario for the Lakers as far as who wins the breakup is the Lakers finish top 3 in the West. They finally win a playoff round with Luka Doncic, preferably 1 or 2, and then anything can happen if with injuries and attrition.
In 2, you're going to have to beat the Spurs or the Thunder.
You are, but Luka in the playoffs is special. We saw him put that Mavs team on his back.
That's
and
fair.
He's a guy that really should be at the peak of his powers, an MVP candidate. And if you're the 76ers, I do think there's extremes with them. It's either make it to the finals, win the finals, or completely collapsed because of Joel Embiid's injury, a father time for LeBron James, and Jaylen Brown still trying to figure things out. I think there's a world where there's variance for the Sixers just because of how many question marks there is to their best players.
Completely agree. And to double down on that here on DMAC and Reiter, let me just give you the list of, and let me know if I'm missing somebody. Here are the list of teams in the East that I think all are capable of being in the top 3 or 4 next year. The Knicks, of course, right, defending champions. The Celtics. Of course, Philadelphia's on that list. The Pistons are on that list, and Vegas really likes them this year. I think Cleveland's still good enough to be a top 3 team. The Heat do have Giannis and Bam, and they don't have a lot of depth, but I'm really interested. And I think they're like the Sixers, a poor man's Sixers. They have a high ceiling and a really low floor. The Raptors are an interesting team, and the Pacers are getting no respect. I know there's been some roster changes, but much of the core is still there. There's a world where Philly could finish 2nd or 3rd in the East and lose in the first round, or finish 5th or 6th in the East and win a couple rounds. So there's going to be so much angst and sort of difficulties and the Sixers have to win. The Sixers do not make a conference finals. It's a total failure. They don't make a finals. I think it's an underachievement given the sort of what they've done, the moves they've made. It's certainly not a success for LeBron. If the Lakers finish 3rd in the Western Conference, they make it to the second round, and they push the Spurs or the Thunder to 7 games, I think that's a successful season because there is now a roadmap and a sense of belief that what you've built post-LeBron can be successul.
I feel that same way because if that's the case, then the Lakers can maybe look over to LeBron and say, hey, you made a mistake. You were the missing piece to this puzzle, but instead you gave the Sixers another puzzle to have to figure out because they still have to figure out, is he going to be a point guard? Is Joel Embiid going to need all those touches for post-ups? Is Tyrese Maxey the star that he is because he has freedom, right? So that's the thing about LeBron. I mean, the 76ers, did they add a piece to a puzzle or did they add a whole other puzzle that is LeBron James? I think it's probably the latter, right? I mean, he has to still fit in. They still have to find one season to make it work. And it didn't work the first year with the Heat. It didn't work the first year with the Lakers for obvious reasons. And you look at when LeBron went back to Cleveland, right? So it takes some time. And the more time it takes, then that's when Father Time can knock on that door and you could start to see the decline, because Father Time wins that race. And we'll see how many elite seasons that LeBron James has.
This basketball coverage on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports, is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity, imagine that. Can we do a LeBron Philly heat check together?
Yeah.
Can I do this with you? Are you ready for
rock
this?
it. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you things, and you tell me whether you would welcome these things or not. Whether this would make you happy or sad. Okay?
Yeah.
The 76ers fail to make the playoffs.
Oh.
The actual best of 7 playoffs.
Happy.
Okay. LeBron James and the Sixers play pretty well, but Joel Embiid is constantly injured, and they come up short because he can't stay on the floor.
Sad. I don't want to see anyone get injured or be injured. Come on. I actually like JoJo. I like Joel Embiid.
I love Joel Embiid. I'm on the other side of that. Makes me, but it's complicated because it's kind of like watching Argentina versus Spain.
Yeah.
But on the other, like I kind of can't lose to a degree because I love Embiid. But it would be kind of amusing with LeBron choosing a team that's predicated on Joel Embiid's health to be. Now, not everyone agrees with this. Our boss Andrew doesn't agree with this. And I want to ask James Coe. I should ask you: do you think the Sixers can be successful if there's no Embiid? Because I don't.
I think he can win games. I don't think he can win the championship. He can't win, especially when
even conference finals. I don't think they can do.
I mean, you could run into Victor Wembanyama or Cat, and they just need. I mean, he really should be their best player. I mean, him and Jaylen Brown should be their 2 best players, but he's the guy who's won MVP.
Okay, LeBron James and the Sixers have success, but LeBron and either Jaylen Brown and he. Because the Bronny stuff is still. Remember, Jaylen Brown said about Bronny.
He's not a pro.
He's not a pro, and LeBron has talked about it. Either LeBron and Jaylen Brown, or LeBron and Tyrese Maxey, because LeBron might be the point guard according to Shams, or LeBron and Embiid. LeBron and somebody loathe each other, and the ugliness spills into sort of the public eye, but they still win.
I'm getting my popcorn ready. I'm absolutely here for all of that. I'm here for any drama that LeBron brings to Philly.
Happy or sad? The Philadelphia 76ers make a conference finals, win in stunning fashion in Game 7. Don't quite win an NBA championship, but they do it as LeBron James suddenly ages and looks like he's 94.
Happy.
See, that's an injury, kind of.
That's a decline. That's a decline, though.
That's a decline. Okay. LeBron. Okay, this is a mean one. So you don't have to. LeBron James gets injured in February and can't play the rest of the year, and the Sixers, who are the best team in the NBA, fall apart without him.
You're putting me in a tough spot. You're happy. No, look, I don't want to see him get injured. The LeBron James on the court is still
painless injury.
Something that I need to see. Emotional injury, maybe.
Yeah, no,
right?
just he sprains his ankle, but it's in his sleep. So when he wakes up, he can't play basketball. But luckily, he has no memory and felt no pain.
No, look, I would say sad. I love the greats, and LeBron still is a great. My goal, what would give me the most joy and happiness, would be if the Lakers were to be so successful and LeBron to get close enough but realize that, hey, I want LeBron to think, like, man, I made a mistake. I should have tried to call Luka, should I try to call Rob and said, I don't think he ever would, right. But I just want him to think that for a split second. And
that would I want you back moment?
I really would want that. If that would happen for LeBron, say, man, I could have ended my career at the Lakers, gave them the hometown discount, and who knows if we would have won, but I would still give them the best chance and give them the best flexibility. And then I get to have my statue here, and I'm a little more embraced in LA as a Laker, and maybe it could have been a fairy tale storybook ending. And for that to happen, I think that would be the thing that would give me the most joy.
So you want LeBron to basically be the character in the song, Baby Come Back, any kind of fool could see. I don't want to sing, but I was wrong.
I do. I absolutely
and I miss
do.
everything about you.
I do. I do
want to sing.
Yeah.
But I'm bad at it.
But I also think, too, that the other thing that I kind of go back and forth on, though, is what would be the true dream scenario for the Lakers? Would it be, obviously, making the finals would be an incredible achievement in the Western Conference in the first year of this Luka era where you've got all the pieces around him. And that'd be an amazing feat in and of itself.
For any team in the NBA, right? That's amazing.
But would you want to see the Lakers beat Philly in that finals?
I was going to ask you this. They were talking about this on one of the shows earlier today. Here's the thing. My sort of initial reaction is no, because I like the Knicks more. If we're just doing Eastern Conference teams, I'm interested in Giannis doing well. I like Giannis, and I like the people at the Heat organization because I used to cover that team. I would be interested in seeing. I feel really bad for Indiana and what happened to Halliburton. I just love the way they played, but as a radio host, like the drama. Can you imagine how much fun it would be to discuss Lakers Sixers?
It would be box office. It would be a ratings bonanza to have LeBron James going against his old team. That would be everything the NBA could ever ask for. It really could.
All right, let me ask you this way. It's DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. We are obviously a Los Angeles sports talk radio station, the only one, in fact, on the FM dial. What is the minimum that can happen in terms of achievement this upcoming year, with any qualifications you want, where the Lakers are a success? Put in LeBron the X aside, which like you've moved on in your new life post-LeBron, you feel good about it. I have an answer, but I'm curious what yours is.
You got to win 2 rounds in the playoffs.
Wow!
You got to win 2
mine's
rounds.
Totally different.
This is the Lakers.
No,
this is the Lakers. You put
don't
together.
Give me this is the Lakers thing, because I don't know. I know it's the. But
I
come
know
on.
you do, but I know you do. But
2 rounds.
When you have if you have a top 3 player in his absolute prime. Your expectation should be to win 2 rounds in the NBA playoffs, 100%.
I didn't say expectations. I said, what is the minimum?
And a minimum of success.
Okay.
A minimum of success.
I'm going to tell you why your answer's wrong.
Okay, well,
but I'll
defend
What did you say earlier? I love you and I love you?
I already forgot.
I remembered.
Because I regret saying this.
D-Mac and Reiter. This is the minimum. I'm not saying this is what I want. If the Lakers lose in the first round of the playoffs, but this team, this young core gels, and Walker Kessler finishes 2nd or 3rd even in the Defensive Player of the Year voting, and Austin Reeves looks like he's going to be a bargain at that price, and they go down in 7 to Minnesota or Denver or someone like that, but you sort of the year ends and Luka's all in on the Lakers, right? He's in. He wants to be a Laker. He wants to be here. And Walker Kessler is durable and is the absolute right gamble that paid off. And some of these other, I'll even throw in either Cam Carr, it could be Bronny, some other young player, you're like, oh, that guy's emerging. So the way sort of Edgecombe has for Philly, that's a success for me. Because what I need for the Lakers season to be successful a year from now, obviously a championship's great. Obviously, if you make the conference finals, everything I'm saying is happening. But even if it goes a little sideways in the playoffs, but we are unequivocal that the Lakers' future is bright, and it's bright post-LeBron, because no team's ever had a post-LeBron run where you felt good after that first season. I'll take that as a success, dude.
It's a stacked Western Conference. A lot can change, but if you're the Lakers and you have Luka Doncic for a couple more seasons potentially, you get bounced in the first round again, or you don't.
All right, let me change it. What if the Lakers are so good in the regular season that they finish 2nd? Either the Spurs or the Thunder have a sort of post-didn't-win an NBA championship hangover, and the Lakers are the second. They're second. They win. I don't know. They win 58 games. They're awesome. They dominate an opening round playoff series against whoever it is as the 2 seed. You would play some play-in teams. It'll be whoever it is. Maybe it's Golden State. And then they lose in 6 or 7. Hard fought though, a good series against the team that finished 3rd, but like either the Spurs or the Thunder. You feel good about that, right?
I wouldn't feel good about that at all.
On.
I'd feel terrible about that.
I want to say this, Bursch. You won't remember to say this, and it's unfair to ask you. But
if I was going to recalibrate it all, I would say, look, you got a very stacked Western Conference. You're still a team that isn't best positioned to win a title. But if you don't win at least 1 round, heads should roll in Lakerland. I mean, J.J. Redick and Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves, at that point,
heads should roll?
If you don't win a round?
I mean, I think
if you don't win a round,
I need some context.
These feel like Clippers expectations.
Around.
We talk about the Clippers and the Lakers.
I'm just saying, if Walker Kessler, like if they just, I don't know, man. Like to me, they've invested. I'll just give you some context that maybe in your enthusiasm and your excellence.
Why don't you step up for your boy Austin Reeves?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready for the context?
Let's hear it.
They have no flexibility. If this plan doesn't work, you'll be begging to make the playoffs and lose in the first round in a couple years. And so, unlike most teams that have a top 4 player in the NBA in Luka Doncic, certainly a perennial first All-NBA first team player, so top 5 every year, historical sort of consecutive realities on that. The main thing is it has to look like this is going to work. I would much rather lose in the first round, but know it's going to work, than make the second round and lose in the second round because it's a disaster. Luka can carry you to a first-round series with any sort of group of bums. What I need for the Lakers to feel good about the Lakers is they don't feel like a bunch of bums with Luka.
So you're absolutely right. I mean, it would definitely frame it differently. You in this sense, I think you're right, because if you frame it that way, where you see the team they're playing against, right, and their formidable opponent, then fine. But LeBron James just won a round in the playoffs against a Rockets team. Yes, they were dealing with injuries.
Right.
But you didn't have Luka Doncic.
No, I know that. But like Luka, to your point,
if this is the third year,
this
is the third year with Luka Doncic and you have not won a playoff round, yes, there's been injuries.
This is what I said, though. It's got to be, the main thing is Luka has to believe. Like, what I'm seeing that Luka has to see, or none of this matters.
I'll tell you what I need to see, on top of what you're saying, is does Austin Reeves prove that he's a legitimate 2?
That's fair. If what I'm describing is, it looks really good, and Walker Kessler finishes 2 in Defensive Player of the Year, and Cameron Carr looks really great, and Austin Reeves is good, and then Austin Reeves goes 1 of 49 in the playoffs, and they lose in the first round, that negates everything I'm saying. I do worry Luka Doncic, like LeBron this past year, is more than capable of carrying a Lakers team that's not very good to a single-round playoff win. He knows what that feels like. Of course, it's better if they win an opening round series. It's better if they win all the playoff series they play. But I think the actually most important thing, there's different ways to measure this. Maybe we're having a semantics argument here on DMAC and Reiter. The most important thing for the Lakers is that when the season is over, it is believable, and it is believed by Luka Doncic, because it is clearly true that this post-LeBron gamble, it's a big gamble they put together with very little flexibility going forward outside of trading Doncic, worked.
Just that's the number one thing. I mean, it really is. If you can prove that most of these additions look like they fit around Luka Doncic long term, that is what you're looking for. Sure, but this is a results-based business and team and city and everything that goes along with being a great player. Luka Doncic will be 28 by then. He needs hardware. And obviously, winning a championship is kind of crazy. They are young.
Walker Kessler may not be able to win a championship in his first year, even if he's good enough, because he's never had real experience in games that matter.
They are young, especially when you don't have the 41-year-old ring chaser anymore. But still, they are a team that we have to see how this team looks on the hardwood, right? But still, the way things play out, if that's going to be tough for J.J. Redick to not win a round in the playoffs and to call it a success, even if it looks like...
I'm giving some context clues to this, though. But I didn't say, this is great. I said, what's the worst case that can happen? And you're okay. And you're like, NBA championship with the Lakers.
I didn't say that. I said second round.
No, you said win 2 rounds.
Yes, I've said second round.
Rock, chalk, Jayhawk is something that I unfortunately learned to say.
There you go. Shout out to the Jayhawks.
We'll get it doesn't matter. I'm excited about this next segment. You are very much team the Dodgers have to trade for Tarik Skubal, and they have the means to do that. And I think you and I have had some spirited conversations about me saying, what if it's too expensive? And you've said, who cares? I'm going to read you a series of trade proposals that I, Birch, came up with, and you are going to tell me when it's finally too much. That is next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, welcome back into the show. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. You like to cook? Are you a cook? I love to cook, dude.
I got the Mbappe special. For example, nothing. Have you seen that?
You'll cook on the radio is what you'll do.
That's what I'll do. But I got my famous chili. My famous chili.
We've had this talk.
I make a mean PB&J, too. There's an art to it. I'm a great sandwich maker, too.
I don't like peanut butter and jelly.
But I'm a great sandwich maker with meats and tomatoes, cheese, pickles. There's an art to it. Trust me. Let me make you a sandwich and prove you wrong.
How about I'll take the chili?
Okay.
That's right. We're going to enter in my friend's chili contest.
I am going to enter. I'm going to win it.
You're going to dominate it.
I am, just like a beach and horse.
I don't. So you're going to change the rules? No. It's not the best chili. It's a chili that. I don't even know how to finish that
the beans.
A little breaking news. As you know, the Dodgers will activate Kike Hernandez off the IL and option Alex Freeland in the process, per Dave Roberts before the game earlier today, just a few moments ago.
So the interesting thing about this piece is if Kike Hernandez comes back and hits well and he's healthy, you already have Tommy Edman back, and Miguel Rojas is in the infield as a backup too. I think this points to the Dodgers moving off Alex Call and Kike Hernandez being ultimately the Dodgers' fourth outfielder. I think that's how it will play up, and then somehow, some way, he'll find his role in the postseason. But Kike's a guy who can play the infield. I think that his best position now moving forward, though, would be the fourth outfielder behind Tucker, Pages, and Teoscar.
It's very interesting. It's good news, Dodgers fans. It's DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. We will give you more updates on the injury situation and just what's up with the Dodgers coming off that day off yesterday at the top of the next hour. I always hated the expression top of the hour at 5 o'clock. But I'm an idiot. It took me a while to realize top of the hour is because it's a clock. It's at the top of the bottom. Okay. I cracked the code, didn't I? I got there.
I'm with you. I like more exact, right? Just tell me exactly the time.
Be at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
See you at the part of the after hour. Like, what are you even talking about, dude? All right, so Tarik Skubal has been something we've talked about a lot. We are 6 days away from it being put up or shut up time for both Detroit and the Dodgers, and to a degree, all the other teams out there who could be in the mix. There is an update for you. Jeff Passan was on his show, on his podcast, Sources Tell. Jeff Passan with the latest sort of turn of the screw here on Tarik Skubal.
When I talk with opposing executives, they all say the same thing. The Tigers want to trade Tarik Skubal, but can they? And that's where we're going to get to over the next few days. Detroit needs to make a decision, and there are going to be plenty of suitors. The Rays want Tarik Skubal. The Brewers want Tarik Skubal. The Phillies could sneak in there. The Braves, and of course the Dodgers lurking around. If the Tigers do trade Skubal, whether they get back an arm who's big league capable right now, outfield help, a little bit of both maybe. They're also going to be getting Jackson Jobe back. Detroit's pitching with Jobe, with Troy Melton, with Valdez. They are in a good spot going forward, and they actually could afford and might be best off if they trade Tarik Skubal.
And in that context, and this is something that Doug, the DMAC, my partner here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports, has been pushing for a while. If Skubal is moved, which you've been saying you think is the likely outcome, and you've been saying that you think it's the Dodgers that are almost certainly the leader in the clubhouse. Well, we had Passan on the show 3 or 4 weeks ago. I know a lot has changed, but 3 or 4 weeks ago, Passan said that if, in fact, Skubal was moved, something he just told you might be in Detroit's best interest as of now, Passan gave us this breakdown of the Dodgers' chances to be the team that lands him.
I think we put the likelihood in our, our trade rankings on ESPN.com at 85%, and that 15% that's a no was if the Tigers managed to scrap their way into playoff contention. It's part having him on your team, but it's also part not having to face him. Everything makes sense in terms of lining up, and the Dodgers, I think, line up better than anybody in baseball to go get Tarik Skubal.
All right, that's how microphone works here on DMAC and Reiter. All right, so we're gonna play a game. We have a buzzer. We have a bell. We have magical noises. We have what would Doug McCain spend to get Tarik Skubal segment.
I love
Are you
games.
ready?
I'm so ready.
So this is a yes or a no. Yes or no. You're Andrew Friedman's assistant. You're his best friend. You're Friedman himself. Detroit calls you. They're ready to move Skubal. Here is what you have to give up. Start easy, okay?
Lots of options.
It's the easy one.
Okay.
You know when you do calisthenics and you just like where you just kind of like crack your knuckles as if that's, you know what I'm saying? Getting ready.
What do we got?
Will you trade Emmett Sheehan for him?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Burks wasn't sure. Neither was I. Will you trade Emmett Sheehan and Mike Sirota?
Yes.
Will you trade your good friend who doesn't want to leave, River Ryan and Sirota?
Yes.
Will you trade DePaula straight up?
Yes.
It's going to get a little harder. Ready?
I'm proud of my short answers.
Will you trade me? Just kidding. Don't say it. Yes. So will I.
Never.
Emmett Sheehan and Zaire Hope.
Yes. That's a trade I've thrown out on the show.
I know. I love the show. I listen to it all the time.
You're on it. At the start of
it. Can you do the buzzer when he lies? Please, thank you. DePaula. Did I already say DePaula and Sirota? No, I didn't. DePaula and Sirota.
Yes.
All right, let's get into brass tacks. You ready? What are brass tacks? What does that mean?
That's a good saying.
They can't be wood tacks? What does,
those brass ones.
Those are the ones that really work? They're tough. Oh, that's because they're tough.
Yeah.
They're not tough decisions if they're okay.
Down to business.
I'm just trying to understand. All right, it's DMAC and Reiter, and we are seeing what Doug would give up for Tarik Skubal over the if in the next 6 days, as is expected, perhaps he becomes available. Sheehan, Hope, Sirota. And that noise in your computer.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. 100%.
Those three people and Christian, pronounce it for me, Zazueta?
Zazueta. That's getting to be, there's some volume in this package here. Would you look at the top 100 prospects you're having to give up for the Dodgers? Say that one more time.
Emmett Sheehan, Zaire Hope, Mike Sirota, Christian Zazueta. Said it so quickly.
So that's a pretty robust package there.
It's brass tacks, bro.
For Tarik Skubal. But look, you're at the doorstep of a three-peat. You got to keep Tarik Skubal away from the Brewers. You're getting championship insurance. You win with aces. Skubal's that guy. I'm still saying yes. An emphatic yes.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
We got more. Tyler Glasnow and James Tibbs.
This would be a preferred one. I like this idea because even though Tyler Glasnow is an established ace, you get out the contract, he has been injured, and then you got clear aces in front of him.
And he didn't buy me a beer.
He didn't get you a beer. That's the main thing.
That's
Come on
the main
now.
reason. He's out of town.
He didn't fill up your glass.
Was it
wow.
Was it partially my fault? I didn't speak to him and I had been way overserved? Yes. All right. River Ryan, DePaula, Sirota.
So River Ryan's been dealing with the injury. He has been on this show. Josue DePaul is the crown jewel of the farm system. And Sirota is someone they got in the Gavin Lux trade. And he's climbed up. The organization internally really likes him. But this is Tarik Skubal we're talking about?
Yeah. It's 1 year. Not even 1 year.
Scary money don't make none?
Okay.
Give me that trade.
Brass damn tax! Tyler Glasnow and Zaire Hope.
Yes.
Glasnow, DePaula, Hope.
Oh, that's a big haul right there. Can I answer after the break? Or?
No, this is the show.
This is the show, okay.
We don't do that on this show. Come on.
That's a big haul right there. Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes. Doug McCain
What's the country of origin?
The reason that your beloved Dodgers traded away Tyler Glasnow, Jose, I can't say his name, DePaula, I'm joking, and Zaire Hope for
that is such a big haul.
Tarik Skubal for a few months.
I've gone too far to go this far, though. Okay. I mean, that's a really big. How much? I'm going to have to say I'll have to say yes.
Oh, baby!
I'll say yes. I need Tarik Skubal like I need oxygen.
Glass now. DePaula. Dalton Rushing.
Don't do this to me.
I've done it.
Don't do this to me.
And you can even say
why are my hands sweating?
You can even say there's a couple serviceable veteran basic catchers that are sort of, or
yeah,
Will Smith
in that situation, I mean, you feel good about Will Smith coming back. I mean, Dalton Rushing was a part of this.
Glass now. DePaula. D-Rush.
Dalton Rushing is going to be a multi-time All-Star, and DePaula, I think, could be used for a bigger trade in the future. I'm going to say no on that one.
All right.
I'm just going to say no on that one just because I'm a big believer in Dalton Rushing. Josue DePaula still has so much value and potential, and you could use him even on a bigger deal in the future. Glasnow can still be an ace for you. I would hate that deal. I would hate that
Trust
deal.
your gut, man.
I would hate that deal.
Josue, no way.
No way, Josue. If I was in that room with Andrew Friedman, and can I ask you a question, though? And this is fair. Well, I mean, I'm determining
it won't be fair. Please ask the unfair question.
If I don't make this move, Bill, does that mean that Tarik Skubal is going to the Milwaukee Brewers?
Now, I'll have to check my notes, but I'm pretty sure that when you're dealing with another GM, they lie to you. So they're probably telling you that's the case, but that's also why the price is so high.
I cannot let...
You already said no.
Okay.
I got more.
All right.
Roki Sasaki.
No.
Oh, hell no.
I cannot let... Roki Sasaki has the potential to be a superstar pitcher. I'm not giving up Roki Sasaki. Also, too, I'm not damaging the pipeline to Japan, too.
Okay,
and not pissing off Shohei and Yamamoto.
Take DePaula out of the mix. Take Rushing out of the mix.
Thank God.
Glasnow, Sheehan, Sirota, Hope.
Wow. Jeez. Why am I've never done a segment where my hands have sweat, but it's happening during the show. I hate that move. Gun to my head, I'm doing that move.
I love the exercise. It's an interesting exercise.
I mean, it's what makes it fascinating. And it was a fantastic job with all those different trade packages because it was a combination of big league ready talent. Bursch. Good job, Bursch. It was big league ready talent, but also some of the top prospects, right? And guys, even if you dip into the River Ryans of the world, and I think my big takeaway in doing this is if I'm the Tigers, the realization here is, wait a second. Let's go shop at the Dodgers. They've got it all, man.
That's the thing, man.
They've got win now prospects. We've got development prospects. We've got outfielders. We've got pitchers. And we've got a future. And if I am the Dodgers, those are the Infinity Stones. You've collected all those Infinity Stones. Now's the time to snap your finger and turn those into Tarik Skubal,
you
right?
Just did snap your
finger. Did I really? My hands are sweating. Sorry.
I am DMAC and Reiter.
So, look, to me, I have not changed. I know that the reporting on Skubal has changed for months. I've remained the same. That
here's the victory lap.
It's not a victory lap.
I like it.
Just
can I come with you?
You can sit shotgun.
Yeah.
But the thing is, what you said earlier about Andrew Friedman, they are going to pursue him if he is going to be available. And if I am the Dodgers and I've got my big board, really it's just Tarik Skubal on that big board because he's one of the only guys that provides legitimate championship insurance. So, hey, give me Skubal or bust. Come to L.A. The Dodgers going for 3 titles. Tarik Skubal, World Series MVP. I want to see it.
That was really fun here on DMAC and Reiter. As we noted earlier in the day, I've been accused falsely, maybe even on my own station, of being unfair to LeBron James and taking shots. Did Draymond Green do that actual thing? We'll find out next on DMAC and Reiter. He is Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter. This is DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222, or visit calldowntown.com. Let's do some hardwood headlines.
Ball don't lie. Time for hardwood headlines with DMAC and Reiter.
Somebody on the chat, DMAC is back. I wish I could quit you. I feel the same way. Just kidding. I never want to quit you. What's up, Birch? Birch is back.
Oh, that's right. What up, guys? So latest going on in the NBA here.
I like Birch's vibe.
Thank you. Hey, and Dan Wojcicki's latest report on the Lakers. Dan mentions that the Lakers are in need of depth at center and mentions Jalen Smith of the Bulls and Jericho Sims of the Bucks as the type of players the Lakers could trade for.
Yikes.
Whoa.
Game changer.
It's just, hey, next level stuff right there.
Sam Presti just contemplated retirement. I mean, it is what it is, right? Like, they're going to need some depth, and it's news and it's interesting, and good job by Dan. It all comes down to Walker Kessler, man. I mean, that is if these guys, whichever of these two they were to get or someone else, if that depth is required beyond the sort of normal fluctuation of minutes, there's a big problem.
Exactly. I mean, that's the piece they need to see stay on the court. Played 3-4 games last year, right? I mean, but the year before that, you saw what he's capable of being. He's their big investment, and they need him to work out. He's been posting really cool stuff on social media. I feel like he's embraced being a Laker. Okay. So I'm excited.
Where's he living? Can you figure out where he's at?
Man, you know it's probably west. Probably you by the Gundo. The Gundo Manhattan Beach.
I love the Gundo.
You love the Gundo. A little Porto action. See it?
You got me again. Almost spit up the water.
Guys, Draymond Green is officially returning to the Warriors on a one-year deal. On the Draymond Green show, he gave his thoughts on why LeBron did not choose the Warriors.
You look at Golden State, and I ultimately don't think Brown was ever able to get over the history. And I understand it. I get it. What we all ultimately always knew is like, that's the hurdle to get over. You know, we live in a day and age where everybody who doesn't have anything to say have something to say. And so he's going to get crushed if he comes to the Warriors. Oh, man, you went to team up with Steph. Oh, you had to go to them. And I think ultimately that weighed in on the decision.
I don't agree with that. Maybe I'm wrong. I think he's going to get more crushed with Philly because there was a perception that LeBron and Steph are friends. Am I wrong on this?
I think you're right. I mean, I do think that he does make a really good point that we've been talking about for a while here, where that would have been a lot for him to just be seeing that Golden State uniform, linking up with an op in Steph Curry, and you think that people were hating on the Sixers thing. I mean, everyone would have been clowning LeBron. At least the haters would have came out of the woodwork saying, oh, you couldn't beat Steph, and he's the reason why you didn't have as many championships. Yes, of course, we know what happened in 2016, but I do think it was probably from an optics standpoint tough for that. And I think, too, he knows that Steph is the guy. Like, Steph is absolutely beloved there beyond belief, and if he's going to have his documentary, his farewell tour on the same team with Steph, that'd be a little awkward there.
See, I'm with you, dude. But to Dre's point, the Warriors aren't very good. And so LeBron, would get some credit for that. I think LeBron goes to the Warriors of yesteryear when Durant did. Sure, yes, of course. But I don't think you can accuse him of ring chasing if he goes to an AARP commercial. I mean, I think he would have gotten more of a pass than Philly. At least for me. I can only speak for myself.
Yeah, I think there would be the nostalgia play there. They would be the Golden State Warriors, right, with all those players kind of past their primes. But also, too, you play the Lakers less. Now that you're not there, you avoid the Thunder and the Spurs, which I think LeBron was ducking. I think, too, LeBron said, wait a second, one finals appearance in 8 years, I'm going back to the East with a better roster, too. So I think there's a lot of factors.
East is tough, too, dude.
East is very tough, but he does have a history of success there. And the roster, the Sixers roster, just is so much better than that Golden State Warriors roster.
If Embiid's healthy, it's such a good roster.
Well, according to Anthony Slater, LeBron would have loved to play with Steph Curry, but somewhere other than Golden State. Slater said, quote, I had a source tell me they think LeBron would have been more interested in playing with Steph Curry elsewhere away from the Warriors than actually going to the Warriors just because of the history. And they think that's part of the reason they were never ultimately considered.
Was his source Draymond Green? I mean, what? All right, I mean, maybe. But here's the thing. I've seen the reporting that Steph Curry obviously may not be on the same page as the Warriors, and we'll see where that goes. There is zero world where Steph Curry is forcing his way out of Golden State to play with LeBron James. That's never so. This is like me saying, I think, Lord be mad at me if I ran off with Scarlett Johansson. Don't worry, Bill. There's no threat of this occurring. This is a non-story to me.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's Steph was never going to leave Golden State. LeBron, though he can't move the chesses on the chessboard like that. That one's funny to me because, of course, I mean, that's not saying too much to me because it was just a non-starter. Steph was never leaving Golden State. It really says more about LeBron not wanting to play in Golden State but wanting to be with those guys. To me.
And to me, too. We're aligned.
And the last one from me here. Brian Windhorst on the Hoop Collective explained why
What's the name of the show?
The Hoop Collective.
Got
it. Right there. Raising Cane's.
The Hoop Collective. Oh, boy. Explained why Pat Riley may have been surprised by LeBron's decision.
Pat Riley thought he was getting LeBron when he went on that Dan Laboratory show. Yeah, he thought he was getting LeBron. I don't think he was told he was getting him. I just think he was very optimistic. And look, as time went on, I thought Miami was going to be the place. I got to the place, where I thought it was something more than 50% was, I thought it was going to be Miami. I was surprised when it was Philly. And Rich Paul has said, he's on the record as saying, I thought for a long time he thought it was going to be Miami. I think Pat Riley for a long time thought it was going to be Miami too.
I mean, I thought it was going to be Miami.
It felt like it was going to be Miami at the end of the day. I mean, you had that leak with the YouTube, and unfortunately,
that was crazy.
That intern probably got fired.
That person got fired, right?
I mean, you've seen the
I like
theories
how
out
you laughed. Your career's over. I'm Doug.
Hey, he'll be fine. He'll land on his feet, or he or she, whoever's doing that.
What are the theories?
The theory about the Kalshi, right? And there was it was to spark the market, and then Giannis and an intern, the Heat. I think this was just bad execution by the Miami Heat.
Somebody just pushed a button, bro.
Exactly. And I think, too, you mentioned earlier in the show, Miami does have Bam. You have Giannis, but you don't have a lot of depth. You trade away Jaime Hawkins Jr., a lot of those depth pieces. So it was clearly, if the Sixers roster was in Miami, he goes to Miami. This was fantasy basketball, I think, for LeBron James. Want to go to the best roster, but Miami, I think, too, part of it, he didn't probably want to crawl back to Pat Riley, possibly, and have to kind of take that ego hit a little bit.
I think there's some of that. Also, I don't know how much this came up on Friday. I do think the fact I knew he was going to live in New York, and I said that somewhere, and I got corrected. Maybe I was doing a radio hit, like, oh, he's not going to live in New York. Maybe I was talking to a GM. But anyway, New York's cool, man. LeBron's always wanted to live there, and so he also gets to, living in New York City is a big part of this, I think.
I agree. I think that he wants to be in New York. He saw Tom Brady want to do that years ago, right? I mean,
I
players
saw Tom Brady.
J.J. Redd.
Oh, I saw him in New York, and now he wants to go to New York.
Hey, I did see him in Tom.
I thought you said LeBron saw Tom Brady and now wants to go there.
No, we saw a few years back when Tom Brady was trying to do the same thing. I believe J.J. Redick was talking about that too when he was in Philly, living in New York and going to Philly. So I guess no one wants to live in Philly that plays in Philly.
Do you think LeBron feels betrayed by J.J. Redick?
I do. I think that he probably feels like J.J. Redick kind of probably didn't push for him as much. I mean, we all saw the whole basketball incident, right? And that was more on Rob Pelinka, but he probably thinks that JJ's got his job now, and he probably thought, hey, he probably thinks that he has a better future there with Luka, and it's a smart thing.
He was a podcast host, dude.
But he's also a proud NBA player, played at Duke.
Yeah, no. And I think he's good at his job, but it's amazing all the sort of machinations and things that went down this whole LeBron last year or two. It's really
at Fanatics Fest. I did see JJ Redick, and he was wearing a hat, and he was wearing a hat low. Didn't look like he wanted to be seen there, and he was close to LeBron near him, so he must have said something to him. And I'm sure that they're probably gonna link up at some point. I probably think they probably say business is business, right?
Yeah, but right.
Maybe I think a little bit though.
I think there could be a little bit of hard feelings because LeBron back in the day would make those moves to have some control, and obviously he had zero control. Here's what we can control. We're going to talk Dodgers. We're going to preview this series. We're going to give you some injury updates. Doug's going to give you some news next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, final hour of the show. DMAC and Reiter presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, visit calldowntown.com. That's calldowntown.com. Phone number, 855-97-LA-FAN. You know what we need to do? We need to do a show dinner.
Show dinner?
Yeah.
Let's hit it.
What would be the top 5 spots?
Top 5?
Mussos and Franks for me would be
Let's
the
just
go-to.
go. I haven't been to Mussos and Franks in a while.
Oh, dang.
I'm kind of addicted to Arthur J now. You kind of got me on that.
You told me it's overrated.
Yeah. Javier's. You like Javier's?
I've never been. I'd love to go.
Really?
Yeah.
So I like that spot.
Where else would you throw into the mix?
Fiesta Grande, my favorite Mexican spot.
Okay.
Bestia, we could hit at one of those spots.
Bestia's good, dude. Mozza's amazing. Mozza.
Denny's.
Denny's?
Raising Cane's.
I'll take 4 eggs over easy with Tabasco. Raising Cane's.
Yeah.
That's a little spicy for me.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I think it's pretty
good.
solid. Pretty solid. Good list.
All right.
I love that.
Bursch, you're not invited. This just no. Bursch is coming. Bursch and Sammy are invited. Whoa, there he is.
Group dinner. Let's do it.
Wait,
drinks on
can
me.
I see that shirt that Bursch is wearing? Am I wearing the exact same shirt?
Dude, this has happened multiple times on this show.
Is that a Madewell shirt?
No, not today. This is actually brown.
Mine's
but
brown too.
I wore that shade yesterday, so
You did?
very close. Yeah, and that's happened before.
You
with
guys
us as well.
coordinating?
No, but maybe you're my fashion North Star. Which way is the Bursch pointing? I want to go that direction, fashion-wise.
I'm wearing a little blue button-up today. No one asked about
Nobody
me.
cares. Nobody cares, big guy.
It is pretty wild that we did wear that same blue suit on Media Day.
Do you know what you're good at?
What?
The Kansas expression.
Rock,
No, do it.
Chalk, Jayhawk.
Yeah, you crushed it. This is the injury report. Do you know that?
Yeah.
It's brought. Yeah, I'm Doug. This is the.
Oh, I haven't heard that in a while.
I know. Where's it been? Well, I've been on vacation. Every now and then, though, when I was in Half Moon Bay and Paso, I would just go out to the clouds and go to the wind. I'd go, I'm Doug.
My friends really picked up on that, by the way. They
What's
love
that?
the I'm Doug.
They like that.
Yeah.
You did it once.
Yeah.
It was so awesome.
It was good times.
It was like your horse rule changes. What is happening?
I cannot wait to play horse after the show. Don't tell me I have to leave.
I'm never playing horse with you again.
Wow.
I don't play cheaters. I would literally, you took I was dominating you. I was making buckets. Burst saw it, and then you're just like, yeah, I'm up 4 letters to 0. What are you talking about?
Oh, gosh, we don't have time for this again, but I will explain. I play horse on the hardest difficulty. You play on rookie mode.
I'm actually used to this on the radio, like being right, and then you being like, you're losing. So
Okay.
I was, oh yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, I went there. You know what? That wasn't Doug. That was Bill. All right. Are you ready for the, all right. As you know, because you said so, this is the injury report. Doug, brought to you by Ozeron Law, the injured worker hotline. So we talked about Kike Hernandez is back. Alex Freeland has been optioned. Will Smith is pain-free and has started baseball activity. Tyler Glasnow is scheduled for another live session Wednesday and could go on a rehab assignment shortly after. Still no updates as to when Shohei Ohtani could throw another bullpen and when Diaz will be activated tomorrow. There's no corresponding move just yet. That's very exciting. And Blake Snell will make his third start mañana tomorrow, hoping to get 4 innings, DMAC, and could possibly rejoin the rotation after a conversation about where he's at physically. All of this from Dave Roberts talking earlier today.
It's great news. I mean, mostly positive. Kike Hernandez, it's tough to quantify what he does for this team, but there's a clubhouse presence that he brings, and it says a lot about Kike. The fact that he was essentially in the dugout his entire stint on the IL, so he was around, he was still mentoring, he was still a part of the clubhouse action, and you do option Alex Freeland. And I think that the big overarching lesson for all these young players and all these prospects that could be dealt or not dealt, it is so incredibly hard to maintain a spot on this roster because of how hard and how difficult it is to hit. And Alex Freeland, good defensive player, offensively well below league average. And he really got an opportunity, a pretty extended run, didn't really make the most out of it. Will Smith, though, being pain-free, starting baseball activities, that's the biggest thing. And Tyler Glasnow being scheduled for another live on Wednesday facing hitters, that's going to be massive as well. Freddie Freeman was asked the other day about all these players coming back from the injured list, and Freddie told the reporter, that's a nice trade deadline haul, meaning look at all these guys are getting back around the trade deadline.
I love that.
In most cases, these are blockbuster players, so great news.
What one thing that we have talked a lot about is Ohtani and his pitching and the arguments that we've had and all of these things. And just a few moments ago, Dave Roberts was asked about Shohei and whether he's missed enough time to the point where he would have to build his arm back up as a starter.
We are getting close to that. He's a starting pitcher, and then, when you start missing 3, 4, 5 weeks of that buildup, then you've got to kind of, start up again. So yes.
By the way, a little breaking news. The boss, Andrew, who must be listening, has thrown down a challenge that but then we get a dinner anywhere he wants, anywhere that we want that he'll pay for.
Really? What's the challenge?
What's the most? I'll tell you later. What's the most? Yeah, I'm good. What's the most expensive restaurant in LA? I've never been to Nobu.
Wow.
Is that place expensive?
No,
No?
I mean, it is. No, it's Yes Boo. It is expensive.
Yes Boo.
But I'm not really sure what is the most expensive though. It's a good question.
Maybe that's the wrong. Maybe we just go to a great spot.
Yeah,
but not.
How about
Denny's.
dinner at Derek Fisher's house?
Am I invited?
Yeah, you definitely are,
I'm in,
baby.
dude.
Yeah,
I'll go.
That's my dream.
I'm
That's where I
coming
want to
early
go
tomorrow to hang out with the guys. I'm excited.
Yo,
that'll be
nice.
fun.
That'd be awesome. What's the challenge though? You're gonna make me wait?
I'm gonna make you wait.
The suspense is killing me.
Well, because
I need to know.
We can't do it.
Oh,
he said you have to go one day without telling a lie.
That's easy for me.
He did not say
Life's
that.
not easy for my life's
He
so
did
unbelievable.
not say that.
Okay.
I shouldn't have interrupted you. Shohei Ohtani. Look, I know you're not happy that Ohtani's injured. I also know you're happy that you appear to have been correct. What have we just reverted to? Have we gone from what can Ohtani do in the regular season to he just needs to be ready for the playoffs pitching wise?
I think we have. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that there's going to be a lot of discussions this week about the trade deadline, of course, for obvious reasons. But if they get past August 3rd and they did not make the power play to get Tarik Skubal the kill shot, if they did not make that blockbuster trade, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher, which is going to put pressure on that left knee. And if you're going to be in the postseason making big-time, high-leverage starts against postseason opponents and be the guy that's responsible as their most impactful bat, that's a lot on Shohei. So I think that you give him the extended rest. This always made the most sense. I felt that when he missed that start against the Diamondbacks before the All-Star break, it really said a lot about what they were going to do as far as how they were going to manage him. And yes, the Cy Young has slipped away. Yes, the MVP could be slipping away.
It's true and it's crazy. We discussed it yesterday.
But what's happened and transpired with Shohei Ohtani over the last couple of weeks and them scaling back and throttling down could ultimately be the best thing for the Dodgers when it comes to winning their third straight World Series title.
When does he need to be back and what does he need to be ramped up to be totally sure he is, whatever 100% is this time of year, that he is good to go for a hopefully long playoff run?
Yeah, you got to really hope to probably get him up to 75 pitches. I mean, if he misses an extended period of time and they feel like they
They're
don't,
almost in August.
I mean, time's flying. And
Yeah,
if you get to mid-August and he's still not on that mound,
which it seems like it's in the realm of what's possible.
If I had to bet on it, that's what I would bet on. I mean, at this point, I
I'm with
think
you, dude.
that he's accepted that the Cy Young dream this year is over. So the big question now for Shohei is, one, can you get that knee as healthy as possible to where it's not negatively impacting you on the mound? And if you can get to that, you need to get back on the mound because you need to get the velocity up, you need the build up, you need the ramp up, because what makes Shohei a special pitcher is he's a power pitcher. He's a guy that goes 98 to triple digits, uses that sweeper, uses that splitter, curveball. He's got an incredible mix, but so he's got to be on the mound and get that feel for it if he's going to make big starts for the Dodgers in October. Because last year in the postseason, Bill, he had a 4.43 ERA in 20 1/3 innings in the postseason. Did go 6 innings 3 times, but it's not like he went out there and dominated every single start last year in the postseason. So I think you need to get him back for 5 starts, get him ramped up 75 to 90 pitches, hopefully. And I think that the conversation on this very topic is going to change significantly next Monday, whether or not they get Tarik Skubal.
He is Doug McCain. I am Bill Reiter. DMAC and Reiter is the show here on the new 97.1, The Fan, the voice of LA sports. And remember, those of you that are on the stream, that are hanging out, that are chilling on YouTube, as you go home, as you get in the car, we're also, of course, on the FM. We're the only all-sports talk radio station in Southern California on the FM dial, 97 won the fan. That's 97 won the fan. Can I recycle something of yours? Can I take an idea of yours that you threw in my face in a joyous, wonderful friendship way when we were arguing about Ohtani and say, having had to sacrifice to the reality of where we are, the Cy Young Award, I am now down to just focus on Ohtani, the World Series MVP. Like that to me.
God bless America.
Well, I mean, look, like again, okay, I'm glad you're happy that he can't win the Cy Young Award because he's injured. I'm glad that you're able to
don't
celebrate.
make it that.
But by the way, it is an interesting way to sort of go through this, and our listeners and all of you listening, thank you, did approach it some your way, some my way. You see it as a, for lack of a better term, to try to summarize your view kindly, properly, Dodgers first, but you love Ohtani. And I see it as Ohtani's so unique. I want to see the Ohtani things, but I'm not hoping that it damages the Dodgers, right? But I'm probably having the tail wag the dog a little bit from your perspective, and maybe that's how I view you. I am a very, very selfish sports fan. When I see greatness, when I see GOAT-like ability, I want it all the way. I wanted when it was possible, Tiger to win 30 slams. Once Djokovic passed Federer and Nadal, win all of them, even though I don't like him very much. The minute that Mahomes looked like he could maybe pass Brady, I wanted the Chiefs to win everything that was possible. He was put in the position. And that's how I feel about Ohtani. And so I know the MVP, it's a bummer he can't win it. And I hope he does. As it relates to just solidifying his GOAT status, an MVP would be great. He's going to get more of those, I think. A World Series Finals MVP, if he's pitching and hitting, if he can get right on the knee, that's my sort of next up menu of what I really want to see from that guy this year.
Yeah,
you're so smart.
Yeah, I have a big smile on my face.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you, actually. And look, I'm glad you came to this conclusion because you bring up a great point in the fact that let's not forget this is year 3 of a 10-year contract. And he's won 2 World Series. He's won 2 unanimous MVPs. I still think there's a pretty decent chance that he still will end up being the MVP this season. But even if he doesn't, I think the biggest infinity stone that he can put on that awards gauntlet.
The second infinity stone.
A lot of infinity stones.
Well, you've got Spider-Man. Spider-Man's out this weekend. No, it's on the mind.
I saw the Avengers trailer for, was it 2027, right?
No, Dr. Doom's coming out.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So you've seen that maybe. The new Avengers is coming out.
Yeah, it's a good time. The 2027, right?
Yeah. Oh, we were saying the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you too.
Well, I think that I truly believe, though, that this year, and I've said that earlier on in the show, is that last year was Yamamoto's World Series. The year before that, it was Freddie Freeman's World Series. And yes, Shohei Ohtani was impactful and he was essential to those World Series wins. But if he can have his defining World Series this year, where guess what? He can still pitch. He could still hit.
Well, you want him to pitch 2 innings.
But not necessarily in the World Series. In the World Series, if we're there,
unload it.
Just absolutely empty the clip.
Then your unicorn can be a workhorse.
Then my unicorn, you can hitch him and you can let him go and you can let him fly. Okay. But it's getting him to that finish line. And if he wins a World Series MVP, the Dodgers have 3 World Series titles, then maybe next year, the year after that, you can consider maybe getting fully healthy, of course, and pursuing a Cy Young and other individual awards. I want to see Shohei Ohtani do great stuff. I want to see him go win World Series titles.
Yeah.
But I think that the ultimate way to pad that legacy at this point is, guess what? If the Dodgers lose this year, they're not going to have an opportunity to three-peat, right? Because they'd be starting from scratch again. He has an opportunity.
Walk me through that math again.
So, point being.
No, man.
Point being.
I know how a three-peat works.
Three-peat. If you three-peat.
Sometimes you say things that are so obvious in such an earnest way. Like, I'm totally locked in. You're like, that's why. Water. But then you're like, loquacious. You're water. It's wet. I'm Doug. And I'm like, wait.
The point is, though, that a World Series is more important this year than it would be next year. Because,
but not if they win.
Well, no, if they
win. It's 4.
If they win, well, still, though. I mean, if you win 4, I mean, that's incredible. That's literally Murderers Row Yankees, all-time stuff. And it would be great to see that.
I'm just saying, based on your logic and your passion for this, if the day after, 2 days after they win.
But if you lose this year,
right.
If you lose this year and there's
If you lose this year, you can't win a three-peat?
Yes.
Next year?
Yes, you can. Okay. That's how it works. You got to win them in consecutive fashion.
DMAC and Reiter. Rock.
So the point is, that's why it's absolutely paramount.
I know.
For them to put them in the best position to win this season.
And by the way, I don't think that I have backtracked on anything here. What I told you was I wanted. What was that?
I didn't say anything. I just looked away.
I wanted what I went. I wanted, it's like I'm married again. Well, I'm still married, but I wanted what I wanted as long as it didn't endanger Shohei. That we got to this place doesn't mean that they didn't make some, I think, ridiculous decisions early on. But we're here, and he's banged up.
What ridiculous
and he
decisions
can't
early
win.
on?
Oh, you got a no-hitter, and you've thrown
he was through 6 innings.
45 pitches? Sit him.
That would have been malpractice there.
WWDD, what would Doug do? Take away the joy. What was that? Somebody had one of my favorite comments of all time on this show. It was, what was it? You referenced it yesterday. Do you remember? It was Shohei's got a no-hitter, and everything's going great. I hope he plays like ass.
No,
Signed
it was,
Doug McCain. But I'm doing it wrong. I'm butchering it.
It was Shohei Ohtani having the greatest season of all time. DMAC, we need him to be ass.
It's funny because that's exactly what you were saying.
That's not. I was saying I want a healthy version of Shohei Ohtani pursuing great things. And I said all this stuff before the bicep and the knee and the blister. But look, the things I think are going to work out best for this Dodgers team, I think for Shohei Ohtani, still has prime years left. He still has everything in front of him as far as awards that he can win. But I'm always going to go back to what Shohei says after every World Series when Stan Kasten and Andrew Friedman and these guys check in on Shohei. He always says, hey, let's win the third one. Let's win the fourth one. Let's win the next one. So he's committed to winning, man. Winning a World Series is...
I know he's committed to winning. You're doing it again. I know he's committed to winning.
No, you still... You won't accept or admit the fact that you wanted him to basically play until he was injured to try to go for individual awards.
It's because you're lying.
I'm going to do a deep dive on some former audio.
You're basically saying things that have never been spoken.
You know how I say how I know you're backtracking on Shohei is because 2 minutes ago you're like, well, I'm not backtracking on Shohei because you kind of afraid you might.
That's my line toward you.
No, you said about yourself.
Like,
you said about yourself.
I said I'm not backtracking.
Yeah, you said, but I think the fact that you said that makes you fear that you might be.
Which is what I say to you all the time because you do qualifiers when you are struggling with the truth when you're having a little wrestling match.
The truth has set me free with Shohei.
Can I set you? You know what? Great, congratulations. Shohei's banged up. Shohei can't pitch. Shohei can't win a Cy Young award. And now, Mike, now that he can't win it, I will surrender. I just wish you hadn't surrendered before the Alamo was surrounded. Like, okay, Alamo's surrounded. Where's General Fannin? We don't know. I surrender. You are like, hey, there's an empty field out there. Let's just surrender in case they show up. Just because they eventually showed up doesn't mean your timing was right.
You got to go about things a smart way.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I don't think so because you just literally 2 seconds ago said you wanted to pitch in a no-hitter bid when he had 99 pitches in the sixth.
Next thing I know, you're going to tell me that LeBron basically gave L.A. a Valentine's Day card a couple weeks ago. Come on.
All right.
Better than this. Reiter. DMAC and Reiter. No, that's fine. Do you want the starting lineup? You're not going to like it.
I'm not?
Okay, well, Shohei's playing.
Oh, come on.
Ohtani's leading off.
Yes.
And then Eddie Paz, Freddie Freeman, Max Muncy, Mookie Betts at the 5 spot, Tommy Edman, Kyle Tucker all the way down at 7, dude. Oh,
that
my
sad.
God. Teoscar Hernandez. We found agreement. I don't even care if he's in his locker. Teoscar Hernandez and your guy Dalton Rushing, obviously Robo, who's been outstanding, is starting tonight against the Mariners, who are in town. It's the 3-game series at Dodger Stadium?
3 games. You got the Mariners, you got the Red Sox after that. But wow, Kyle Tucker batting 7th. I mean, he's got a. I wonder what is in his heart of hearts when he sees his name in the lineup and it's 7th. I mean, if that doesn't motivate you to just want to go out there and build on, he had some success in that Mets series.
Do you think there are guys that won't make eye contact with him in the clubhouse? You know, like, okay, this guy. Won't even look at him.
I think they're pretty supportive.
Do you think he eats lunch by himself?
I think a lot of these guys like to eat in their privacy, but we'll see.
When everyone's going out, do you think it's like they're like Kyle's like, where are you guys going? And they're like, no, we're not. See you. We're not.
See you later, man.
And then they're all at whatever.
They're all chilling.
Ruby Tuesdays
At Pizza Hut.
Yeah,
back in the day with the salad bar.
And he drives by and sees him like, oh,
wait
man.
a second, I'm back at the hotel getting Uber Eats. But
and
yeah,
Dave Roberts goes, it's gonna be okay, man.
It's gonna be fine.
The guys will warm up to you. Oh, you're gonna be in the 8 spot tomorrow.
Your time is coming. Yeah, you're batting 10th.
By the way, no one's rooting against the dude.
Yeah.
But wow, you and I both like, oh my God.
I mean, every at-bat's magnified. Every pitch is magnified.
Yeah.
And when you get into these holes like this, and we talked about those home road splits yesterday, like, can he be better at home? Can he get that big hit? But here's the thing. We do this all the time. He's had walk-off hits at home, right? He's had big home runs.
The standard, though, is, you said it.
My point is that, like, yeah, every time it looks like we've turned a corner, then we get a slump.
Well, you've called this. He's had 2 or 3 games where you're right, and you've said, "Hey, this isn't it yet." You said something when we first started working together that I liked then and I love now, and you said that he just needed to be a a floor raiser. He didn't
Yeah.
have to be a ceiling raiser. And I think the thing about him right now, and it's not terrible, just the shocking levels of mediocrity that he just is at all the time, he has not raised the floor.
He hasn't. He has been the definition of mediocrity, and that's the worst thing to be, right? Because when you're really, really bad, it's like, well, we got to do something.
Right, at
and
least
when
you suck.
Yeah, exactly. There's
Make
got to
some
be something
changes.
very wrong,
Right.
right? Maybe give you a breather, maybe keep you out for longer. But he's kind of been tantalizing to the point where it feels like there's that breakthrough moment, and there'll be 3 games where he goes 2 for 14. So I'm hoping for this Dodgers lineup, for Kyle Tucker, for all the powers that be here, that he had that nice road trip where you had those moments against the Mets. This is that first road trip at home after the All-Star break. Since July 1st, he's hitting .238, 5% below league average. Hasn't been great. Even Shohei Ohtani since July 1st, last 19 games, has been 18% below league average, hitting .224. So this offense in general
Is there
really
a
needs to
world where
step up.
complacency starts to sort of lock in, even for a Shohei, even for a Kyle Tucker, who individually can't be complacent because you're just such a dominant team and the games maybe don't have an edge?
I think that where this team's at, they have such a big lead in the division, but you're still fighting with that Brewers team, and you still have a purpose, and that purpose is the three-peat. I mean, if that carrot dangled in front of you isn't enough, then you're not a championship team. We know that this is a team made of World Series champions. I just think that this is a team that's played a lot of baseball.
Can they win 3 in a row if they don't win this time?
Yes.
Okay.
They can.
Okay, got it.
They can win a three-peat. You can ask your boy D Fish about three-peats.
Oh, I hit a nerve. I love that guy. I'm going to be on the show tomorrow, I think.
That's going to be exciting.
You going to listen?
Get your popcorn ready, baby.
You going to listen?
I am. I'm going to be out there taking pictures.
Okay.
I'm going to show up early, too.
I'm getting the three-peat notes in case I want to,
Yeah, but it is. Here's the thing, though.
Talk to me.
It is a long season. There are some lulls in the season. There's a lot of ups and downs. I think that this team, when you get after the All-Star break, it feels like it's that third season, right? Spring training, the first half. Now it's that third season after the All-Star break. You can hit the trade deadline. I think the Dodgers are going to get to this point where, yes, you have the division wrapped up, but you could still finish with the best record in baseball, which is going to help you because then you could face that Brewers team in the NLCS instead of the DS or something like that, and then they see that light at the end of the tunnel, start playing their best baseball. Starts tonight, though. Kyle Tucker, though, he's got to step up. He has to step up, and if he doesn't step up, he's going to be on that list of contracts you regretted to sign. He doesn't want to be on that list.
DMAC and Reiter here on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA Sports. It is mailbag time. We have a bunch of your questions, but if you'd like Doug or I to answer anything, hit us up on the chat, on YouTube, at The Fan LA, at The Fan LA, or if you're listening on the FM, just call us, 855-97 LA Fan. Your questions answered next on DMAC and Reiter. Oh, my God, Doug, you're funny. Welcome back. We go to break. Doug makes me laugh. It feels like it's been 10 seconds. It's time to do radio again. It's DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. I have one uncomfortable question for you. That's not true. It's not like I only have one. But
Hit me. What you got?
You guessed the other day. You did your when will AD announce his decision, and you said August 4th is your guess. I wrote it on my calendar. What day will we be comfortable to do an imitation of every single host on the new 97.1?
I mean, to me, imitation is the biggest form of flattery, so I don't see it as a negative thing.
At what point? You want to do it now? At what point will we be flattering our colleagues?
I would say September 10th.
Okay.
September 10th at our big party.
Oh, okay. I can write down because you really?
Yeah, why not?
No, get in the air.
Oh, okay.
I'll just write down.
I got to practice, though.
You're really good at it, dude.
Well, I got to practice.
Do you think I will remember what Doug imitation prediction means on the old... Are you a Google Calendar guy?
I rock my Google Calendar.
Yeah. Just stay organized. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta stay organized, baby.
It's a calendar.
Tonight.
I don't know if we're great for each other or really bad for each other, but it's
probably
it's something.
It's either a fairy tale or a toxic. Something not in between.
It's a toxic, beautiful fairy tale here on DMAC and Reiter. All right, we've got some questions from all of you. Thank you so much. If you're on the stream still, if you've been on there at the Fan LA, please hit that like button. It helps us and it helps other folks find the show the way that you have, and we're so glad that you've done that. If you're listening on the FM on 97.1, the only all-sports talk radio station, to say nothing of being live and local all day, 6 a.m. to 6 p. on 97.1 The Fan, we're so glad you found us. Here are some of the questions. This one's for you, I think, DMAC. It's from WMN Kusia 1356. What is going on with River Ryan? Will he be called up soon?
Yeah, the River Ryan situation's pretty tough. He dealt with the hamstring injury. They wanted to slow play him to keep those innings on the other side of the deadline. And I think it's going to be a tough year for River Ryan. I think for him to get that opportunity, it's going to require a couple of injuries at this point. So, yeah, where River Ryan's at now, dealing with the hamstring injury, it's nothing serious, but it's kept him off the mound. So, he's had all the talent in the world. He really has flashed. We know what he's capable of, but the latest, I mean, he's on that hamstring strains is holding him back, and he's been out for a while because of it. So they got to ramp him up a little bit. I would not expect to see him this season unless you're going to call him up for a spot start after the Dodgers have a nice cushion, or there's a couple injuries. Still a chance for sure, but just hasn't been the year they envisioned for him. He wasn't very happy that he didn't get to start the season in the rotation when the opportunity presented itself. It's gone a long time, and those injuries have set him back.
We had him on the show here on DMAC and Reiter a few weeks ago, a month ago, because you know him, and obviously you have so much credibility with not just Dodgers fans, DMAC, but Dodgers players, and he was awesome. He made it clear that he wanted to be a Dodger, but he obviously wants to get up to the big league level. What is your sense? Is he just? Do you think he's off the table? Is this enough of an injury that he's just off the table trade-wise, or do you think if you're a team like Detroit, whatever, it's a hammy, it's fine, we're thinking long-term, he can be in a trade if there's a Skubal trade, and if the Dodgers are in on that, and if they decide to move on from him?
Well, he is an older prospect.
I know. 27?
So, yeah, 27. So anytime you're closer to 30 than 20 and you haven't gotten that big league experience, I mean, only handful of starts, 4 at the big league level. I do still think, though, there's so much buzz around him at the minor league level. It's a hamstring, right? It's not like it's an arm issue. Right. He still could pitch at some point in August. If there's teams out there that are interested, namely the Detroit Tigers, if they still feel... If I was the Tigers and I had to pick between Emmett Sheehan and River Ryan, I think I would take River Ryan. I really do. I think that upside play...
You would take River Ryan
over Emmett Sheehan.
How old is Sheehan?
Sheehan, he's got to be 27 himself, I'm saying. I'm guessing something in that range.
He's obviously the experience at the major league level.
The big league experience is big, but River Ryan...
26?
26?
Yeah.
Okay, so 26, he'll be 27.
Yep.
And where River Ryan's at, just the upside is there. And teams...
That's interesting to me.
Have him. I mean, Keith Law had him as his top pitching prospect.
That's true.
Right? I mean, the upside's crazy for him. So I still think the Dodgers could include him in a deal, and I still think that hamstring injury, even though he hasn't had the year and got the starts that he was going to have, it's still going to be an attractive player. I mean, I was hoping he'd become a Dodger, right? Call him the L.A. River because he's nasty, right? But you have not gotten that opportunity.
Are you a Dune fan?
A little bit. Casual.
Love the books. I've read 3 of them, and I'm down for the movie. I don't know if Muad'Dib 69 is a reference to
my guy Muad'Dib.
Oh, is that
Muad'Dib? Yeah.
Yeah. That's your guy.
Well, I just have seen him in the chat.
That's your Dune.
Yeah.
Okay. He asks, maybe this is to you. We gonna talk Rams? The Return of Donald has the makings of a Greek epic. The Donald C.
Okay.
It's pretty. Can we get a cheer?
There you go. That's a banger right there.
I've always wondered if you have a name du jour in the chat. Is that you? Because I see this guy's like, look at how good Doug is. So glad he finally get put right in his place.
You mean like a burner account?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Okay, just checking. Okay, I call them KD accounts.
Oh, KD accounts? Yeah, that makes sense. No, I mean, look, I think that Muad'Dib speaks for a lot of Rams fans right now. The excitement level, too, just with training camp in full swing, the Rams out there.
It's in the air now, man.
And everyone's
Our
looking
colleague
around.
Lindsay there did a great job, got Stafford
Lindsay
today.
crushing it,
She'll be
absolutely.
on the show tomorrow, yeah.
It's going to be exciting. So I think, too, all these players, even the Myles Garretts, the Trent McDuffies, even Sean McVay, they know they're going to be asked about Aaron Donald until he makes a decision or not. And I think that it's really hit me that they're all back at camp, knowing that Aaron Donald is going to respect the Rams in this and want to make a decision sooner than later. I don't think there's any world at this point, and I said this at the very beginning. I don't know what you're reading, but it's probably funny.
It is funny.
And I said this at the very beginning when all this Aaron Donald news came out, that everyone's out there, oh, just come back and play third down or come back in December. Knowing the Aaron Donald that I know, it was always, I'm going to come back all the way or no way. And I think that is still the approach that he's going to have. And I think he respects where the Rams are at. And I'm with Muad'Dib. What do you say, the Donald C?
The Donald C.
Like a Dynasty Donald C?
Like on the Odyssey.
The Donald C.
The Donald C, yeah. We got to figure out how to pronunciate it, but it's really good in the written form, which translates well to radio. DMAC and Reiter on the new 97 on the Fan, the voice of LA Sports. That's a fail by me. Swung up ball 4. I need to know who this is because in the chat, have you noticed this, Bursch? They're making comments to me that I think I must know this person because it's, are you snitching? And there's some jokes that feel like inside jokes and I'm missing. But anyway, swung at ball 4, Bursch. So Bursch failed because I'm doing it. I'm just reading. Where you been, Bursch? Bursch, please. I mean, in fairness, I'm reading. Please ask Ryder and Doug if they can individually interview anyone, dead or alive. Who would it be and why? Would you like to ask us, Ryan?
Yeah, Ryder and Doug. If you could individually interview anyone, dead or alive, who would it be and why?
It's a great question. We're gonna go sports, right?
I'm assuming so.
Because you get some weird stuff. If not sports. Is it weird that my first thought is Ted Williams? I want to talk about when he didn't win the MVP, actually, in 42.
The Splendid Splinter? That'd be a good...
So he's on the list. Muhammad Ali will be on the list.
I was thinking about that. We could take a draft. I guess I can't say that now. I would say Babe Ruth. I want to hear those stories of Babe Ruth.
That's a good one.
He would eat like 50 hot dogs and 50 sodas, beer before games. I would just... want to show him on iPad like Shohei Ohtani. Maybe be Shohei Ohtani and Babe Ruth at the same exact time. That would be pretty awesome.
If I can bring back someone from the dead to interview them, I'm presuming I have the same magic to speak their language. Messi. I would want
the guy who just lost in the World Cup.
Yeah, the guy that's the best player of all time that just lost in the World Cup.
That guy.
By the way, I just looked at this. They can't win 3 in a row now.
Look,
I'm just telling you the math,
and it won't be as
special.
Know? See, that's
Did you
the
know
thing.
that?
We got to reinforce, and we got to reinforce. Okay. And even if it's overemphasizing how important the 3P is, has not happened in American sports.
No, you got to explain it though.
Like to the Kobe and Shaq.
You have to explain how it works.
So you win 1,
right? Okay.
Come back the next year.
Got it.
Win a 2nd,
right?
Now you've gone back to back. Now you've hit that back to back territory.
This is so illuminating.
And then the 3rd one.
If I lose that,
it's called a 3P.
But I can still get it if I lose the 3rd one.
No, you can't.
Oh, 3 out of 4.
Now you start from scratch. You start back at 0.
DMAC and Ryder. Do you want to hear what made me laugh? What made me giggle?
Yeah.
When you were talking, but then you laughed.
Well, I mean,
it's contagious.
You have a contagious laugh. Yeah.
You have a contagious personality. Joseph Herrera writes, my guy DMAC dressed like he's the owner of an up-and-coming solar panel business and is walking down the street pitching his product with shady pricing deals if you buy now. I didn't even know a solar panel business owner with shady deals pitching their products had a look.
I'm taking off my shirt now.
Don't! What are you doing, dude?
I know, I feel embarrassed now. Hey, I can't wait to
We're all embarrassed now.
Fun fact, I am the best-selling solar panel salesman in Southern California. Okay. And, I'm proud of my work.
Is this a friend of yours?
I have no idea who that is.
That's really funny by Joseph Herrera.
My friends like to, they contact me right away. And usually it's with a link of something that you've said.
Am I still in the chat? Because you used to always, early on, I would say something to you, and instead of just being mad at me, you'd wait 30 minutes and go, friends hedging the chat today. And you just give me a look as if I'd done something wrong. It was very passive aggressive.
That's so not true,
No?
dude. That's crazy.
Does that mean?
Yeah, absolutely. It's just not true. But usually, like I said,
sure?
yesterday I got some good I got some good texts. I got some good texts with some awful announcing links to it.
Yeah, I was featured.
I was
in there.
proud of that. So I'm like,
Me
that's,
too.
Yeah, so that's awesome stuff. So
I told our
love
boss Andrew, like I've definitely said some stuff about LeBron that I think is accurate, but I understand the edginess of it. This isn't one of them. And he tried to argue with me. I was like, okay, I think you're just messing with me.
Hey, man.
I stand corrected. LeBron loves LA in a way I've never seen before. That's why he's in Philly. Okay, you want one more?
Yeah, let's hit it.
Robert Wallace 490, one of our guys. Love Robert. My question is, do you think the Padres will trade Miller? And if they do, to who? Thank you and love the show.
So I do think that the Padres probably hold on to Miller. I mean, they're, I think, a half game out of the wild card. They're close to it. They're within striking distance, have won more games of late. They're the Padres with A.J. Preller. They gave a lot to get Mason Miller. I will say, though, that you only got a couple legit starters there with Michael King and Walker Buehler. And if there is a team that has big league ready starting pitching, the Dodgers definitely have that, and the Padres need that. So I think they're going to hold on to Mason Miller.
There's no world where the Padres and the Dodgers are doing a deal.
They're not. I mean,
there's just not.
It
would feel dirty.
You're not going to shake hands with the enemy like that.
Right.
It's not happening.
No.
But that's the beauty with the Dodgers.
They're the Pod Go-aways.
They're the Sadres. They're not winning the division.
Ooh, Sadres is better.
But
that's
I do think
an old one.
I do think that the Padres and A.J. Preller are going to have to think to themselves, hey, is this year worth fighting with the Mets? I mean, fighting with the Brewers. Sorry, they're actually fighting with the Mets more there of the Brewers or the Phillies or the Braves, the Dodgers. Because, look, it's baseball, right? I mean, the truth is 21 of 30 teams still feel like they have a chance. I mean, when you map it out like that in a sport like baseball, where it's not always the best team that wins, it's the hottest team that wins, the Padres and A.J. Preller, they're a team, they're going to talk themselves into thinking they can contend.
Those are great questions. Thank you to everyone who contributed those. I have a little bad news, good news for you, okay? Bad news. We didn't nominate anyone for the DMAC and Reiter Hero of the Day because we had so many phone calls when we normally do that segment. Good news. We are going to go back in time, sort of, and solve that problem with a heroic-like move next on DMAC and Reiter. All right, welcome back into the show. DMAC and Reiter, presented by DTLA Law Group on the new 97.1 The Fan, the voice of LA sports. Accident or injury, text injury help to 40222. That's injury help to 40222. I have an idea because we didn't do Hero of the Day earlier. The nominees. We'll nominate people now, and then Bursch and Sammy will decide, and then we'll announce it. We'll just squeeze into one segment.
I love
the
it.
Hero Sandwich. Yes.
I love it.
All right, my first nominee.
All right.
David Safaldi. Do you know who that is?
I don't.
I know. I didn't think anyone would. This guy, I shouldn't be laughing, I feel like you, impaled himself on a walking stick in Montana and hiked several miles to get to help, and he's okay. But it was impaled through like his leg and his buttocks, I believe. It was like through two. Look, Google this.
Dude, he's okay, right?
He's okay, or else I wouldn't be laughing. He's okay. He made it. David Cifaldi. Are you looking at these photos, dude? David Safaldi. Don't, that Bursch is laughing like crazy. That photo's crazy. It's real. This is a real story.
How do you say? Wait.
All right, so it's David Cifaldi.
He's got a GoFundMe.
He was hiking in Montana, I guess, and he fell, or it's a walking stick, right? And he somehow impaled himself. Bursch is losing over there.
Oh man, this looks so painful.
But he hiked for miles like that.
Yikes!
And got help.
Glad he got the treatment. Hey,
I mean, that's heroic.
Good job, man.
Walking stick.
Hey, that's the way you stick it out.
Oh.
Okay, I'm going. I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's
I
so
shouldn't
good.
have said that. Okay, speaking of injuries, my first one is Dodgers minor league player Alec Thomas, who got ran over by the Sacramento River Cats mascot and his scooter. I don't know who's going to get fired, but someone needs to lose their job. As Bursch was pointing out, the Dodgers have had a couple weird minor league injuries. The dog injured Kendall George. He had to get out of the way. And now you got... This means war with the Sacramento River Cats mascot. I mean, this is not pretty stuff. Hopefully, Alec Thomas is okay. But, dude, my man got absolutely trucked. Boom! I'm watching right now. The dude got trucked here. Fire this mascot now.
I'm going to nominate Robert Wallace, one of our loyal listeners who's always hanging out in the chat. Day one fan of DMAC and Reiter. Just the constant content is awesome. His comments, his commentary, his questions, his perspective. He's been great. So I'm going to put him on the list.
I'm going to go Bob Chesney. That story, it lit up my life. I needed to hear it. I'm so cautiously excited and optimistic about UCLA football. Bob Chesney, at this point, I'm just hoping that we can keep him for 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
All right, but Bob Chesney is that guy. I love the fact that he's winning early on, has not won a game, but has won over the fan base, has won over the coaches, the administrators, his players, and he won over Bill Plaschke.
He's undefeated.
He's undefeated, baby.
Oh, no, baby. Has anyone seen any of the clips of or consumed any of the 30 for 30 on the Ohtani gambling scandal?
I'm going to dive into it tonight.
Okay. So my understanding is look, Ohtani's already exonerated, but there are plenty of conspiracy theorists, trust me, outside of LA. Every time I do a national radio thing and bring up Ohtani, it sounds like this is going to, beyond a doubt, unequivocally explain that the interpreter was the problem. And so I'm going to nominate 30 for 30.
You're going to nominate 30 for 30?
Yeah.
That's a good one.
It's just great. It's great journalism. It's great work. Let's get it.
You know, speaking of documentaries, you're going to hate me for this one.
No, I'll never hate you.
I'm going to nominate Jerry Jones, the owner of the...
I take it back. I might hate you a little, temporarily.
The owner of the Dallas Cowboys. I watched that Cowboys doc. Thank you. I watched that Cowboys documentary. I'm not a Cowboys fan. I'm a Cowboys hater for the most part, but
yeah, sounds like it.
He was so instrumental in helping the Los Angeles Rams become the Los Angeles Rams. Working with Stan Kroenke, working with the NFL. I think there's a world without Jerry Jones, the Rams might not even be in LA. He was very instrumental in that. He was actually a good college football player. He was the captain of an Arkansas team that won the national championship in 1965. They beat Nebraska. So look, Jerry Jones, I hate to say this, without Jerry Jones, we might not have the Rams in LA. So, hey, Rams football's back, and got to give credit where credit's due.
I mean... Maybe I'll nominate Reggie Bush. Did you know that he used to be like a really good local football player for college team, did some stuff?
Yeah, Reggie Bush is great. Electric.
He was great. That's a guy that I'd like to interview.
Yeah, Reggie Bush is...
That would be a good...
You can say the most exciting college football player ever. I still don't know why he pitched...
Is he the most exciting?
I would say Michael Vick.
Exciting's
at Virginia
interesting.
Tech.
Dude, Vince Young was pretty good.
I mean, look at that same game, that 05 Rose Bowl.
How do you characterize Tim Tebow? Because I know the bloom is off the. He might be the best college football player of all time.
Tim Tebow?
I think it's a conversation.
He's got to be up there for sure. I mean, Tim Tebow. I mean, look at Joe Burrow, what he did with that LSU team in 2019, passing stats wise. That Archie Griffin won 2 Heisman trophies. But yeah,
all right,
Reggie Bush is most exciting ever.
I'm not going to nominate him though.
You're
not
not
going to pull you. I'm not going to do it.
Okay,
but pulling you is great. It's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. I love it. But I'm also not going to do it.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, I'll nominate Reggie Bush then. I mean,
Wait, what?
As someone that was
No,
I want to
no.
show the people out there that hey, I'm a UCLA guy.
No.
Respect USC.
Wow.
Got love for USC. A lot of my best friends went to USC.
Okay.
Fight on whatever.
I'm going to nominate Andrew Williams.
Okay. Oh, sure. So now,
Is that what we're doing?
We every hero we get to the point where I nominated the wrong person.
You nominated my person. I said it wasn't nominated.
I know. I stole it from
yeah,
you.
I did. I'm going to nominate Andrew Williams, who's amazing.
He's the GOAT, greatest boss in the world.
He's also our boss. He's great though.
He really is.
Yeah, he's.
That story really that blew my mind though, with the impaled.
Oh, that's
crazy.
All right, so these guys are going to the Think Machine. I'm going to listen in 1 or 2 minutes. Can I tell you a crazy quick story?
Yeah.
So I'm in Paso, and I went to a winery, and this really amazing woman who owns it was talking to us, and then she just casually drops that they have had 5 rattlesnakes, a bear just ate their chickens, and they've had a mountain lion encounter.
That's
hell. To say nothing of the coyotes, apparently. Hell no. I have a weird fear of being attacked by a mountain lion.
Really?
I do. I don't know why.
That's a weird thing to be afraid. I've always why the mountain lion? Like you're on a hike somewhere.
I think that's. I've been out hiking a lot in California, and I'll be like deep in the woods, and I'll just see it like beware of mountain lion sign, and I'm like, where was this when I started the hike? I'm 5 miles from home, from the car. What do you mean beware of them now? Because they have wide ranges. Also, remember the mountain lion? There was the Hollywood lion that got hit by the car, unfortunately, that had the tag, and the photos would go off, and you'd see it at like the Hollywood sign behind it. Everyone's like, oh, it's so cute. That's a bleeping mountain lion. Yeah, it's the mountain lion signs that were. When I pull into the parking lot, that's when I want to see the beware mountain.
That's pretty
lion.
scary for me.
That's why.
If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear. Kobe Bryant. Remember we said that back in the day? For me, it's getting attacked by a snake, though. I remember one time I was on Hollywood Boulevard, and I wanted to try to cure my fear of snakes. So I paid one of the Hollywood people to have one of the snakes around my neck. And they're like, okay, here's like $5. Put the snake around my neck. I'll take a cool picture, and it'll be that. It's this like yellow python, and it's going around my neck and around my neck. And I'm like, when's this over? I want to get off this ride. And people are laughing, taking pictures of me. The snake is licking my face at that point. I'm starting to turn
absolutely not
purple. And I literally was like, I was like, I'm going to call the police. Take this snake off me. And I threatened legal action. It's the only thing I know how to do.
Where was this?
Hollywood Boulevard.
Yeah, it's just shocking that a Hollywood Boulevard snake person was a little on the.
It was sketch. I will never trust you again. That snake was terrifying.
Okay. Who is Bursch and Sammy, the DMAC and Reiter hero of the day? We could 4-box it if Sammy's hanging.
Let's 4-box it.
There it is.
There we go. What up, Sammy?
Sam and I agree. It's hard to not give it to Robert Wallace, our guy.
Let's go.
Robert Wallace.
That's what it
we
looks
appreciate
like
you.
when quality wins out over pandering.
What? Really? Come on.
I just made it right.
How will you take something good and turn into a shot?
Great.
It's a great moment. A fan wins the hero, and you use that moment against me. Really? This should be a time to celebrate Robert Wallace. Instead, it's take a shot at DMAC.
Well, why'd you just make it about you?
I feel
Why
like
couldn't the last 30 seconds have been
I
about
feel like my nominee should have won. Not going. Sorry, Robert.
So you're making it about you, and you're saying he's not deserving hero. You know what? You're the villain of the day. I just made up a new thing. Villain of the day is Doug McCain. Can we get this man a python?
No, I'm terrified.
Get this man a snake.
I'm scared.
I don't like snakes either.
I don't either.
Yeah, man.
Can't wait.
Shark, snakes, mountain lions. I'm out.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 shark deaths a year, so you're pretty solid.
How many mountain lion deaths a year?
I'll have to look that up for you.
Yeah.
That information is not rarely available top of my
There was a
head.
guy in, I think, California in the last year who fought off, maybe it was in Oregon, who fought off a mountain lion and with his hands and survived. Like, horribly attacked.
Man, I want to see you versus the mountain lion, dude.
Why? What is wrong with you?
I think you'd win.
I could die. That's like, I hope you get in a terrible car accident, but maybe you make it.
Ooh, this is not good.
Talk to me. We got 12 seconds.
Is it 200 mountain lion deaths per year?
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a real thing. They're out there. They're called mountain lions. They're lions that come out of the
Straight up
mountains.
killers, man.
Glad you wished that upon me. That was fun. Thank you for listening. He's Doug McCain. I'm Bill Reiter. We appreciate you. We'll see you back here tomorrow on DMAC and Reiter. Enjoy James Coe.